That's my fault.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top.
Well, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Good morning.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Well, we'll talk about that later. Good morning, Kathy Black.
Kathy Day One Black.
Hey, Black. Sexy Mo is back in the mother building.
Good morning.
Mo in the building. Mo in the building. Get on the live. Cookie, get on the live. Jay Black in the building. Yo, I'm hyped.
Oh,
Today, I'm hyped.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what it is right now, y'all. Michael, Shawn, and Takeover Legends. We got stuff to talk about. Kevin Samuels is big. I know all y'all barbershop dudes, and shout out to my barber, greatest of all time, my man Rio. They live through Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels had Nicki Minaj on, and we're going to talk about that. And you folded like a lawn chair. You folded. All that shit you talked.
Nicki Minaj on it. We're going to...
They cut the check and you folded. You little nice suit wearing, well manicured motherfucker. I see you. Kevin Samuels. Get on this IG live, damn it. I'm letting people in the club. I'm on some bull.
I am outside the club.
Bullshit today.
And I am almost in the club. Almost in the club.
No, we're not pushing nobody back.
Almost in the club. There
no.
I am.
Two for one? No, it was all good. It was all good. That was on me.
Kathy?
No, I didn't see the message. I didn't see the message.
Okay, well, tell her she's late because she didn't respond last week.
What?
Tell her slow down.
Good morning.
Push Herpes Goddess back 30 minutes.
We got the other situation. We got the other situation 30 minutes. But go ahead, keep going.
Good morning.
We got what?
No, the nurse. We got is that hour is what it is.
Wellness Wednesdays.
Hold up. Did she respond last week? Jay.
Didn't get the link. There was
last week when we hollered. Did she respond?
Yes, Stacy.
Yeah. What was last week? All right, keep going. No, I think it might be a week and a half. Could get my weeks mixed up, but no, it's all good.
All right.
Yes, Stacy. Can you believe it? All of the kids had a nervous breakdown. She said, "Good morning. Sorry, I'm late. Watching Groundhog. 6 more weeks of winter."
Yes, 6 more.
No, that's infinity. That's forever. The groundhog died, y'all. And the white people had the groundhog, poor groundhog, and they put the groundhog to say, "Oh, is summer coming? Is this coming?" And the groundhog died. God damn.
Good morning, Ashley.
All of the kids at the school yesterday had a whole nervous breakdown. What?
Yeah, like we really be acting like we cared about the groundhog. We ain't give a fuck about the groundhog. We just wanted to. White people just grab the groundhog, put the groundhog out there, and the groundhog would shake or do something. They were like, "Oh, the groundhog said this." Then they put the groundhog back in prison. Mm-hmm. The groundhog was locked up. We ain't never free that damn groundhog. God,
let me out.
that's a whole nutshell of America. The groundhog was like, just let me be free. Let me be with other groundhogs. And they were like, no, motherfucker, you right here. Tell us what's gonna happen. The groundhog,
that is indentured servitude. Think about it. Every year he has to perform a job, or
not for us. Not for us. White people, y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to get it together.
Stacey said it's stupid. That's why I watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid. That's right. We've been trained. Jay Black, how was your night last night?
Last night was good. Watching my little Raising Dion with my boy Netflix and chilled.
Season 2?
Season 2 is out. I'm excited for tonight. I'll tell you that. Celebrity Big Brother tonight. Mike, you should start watching from the rip.
Oh, it's
start
back.
from day one. Tonight is Celebrity Big Brother. Let me get an IG.
Before I curse you out, right? Let me just say, let me say this. Jay Black, other than spitting.
Oh, you heard? Oh, I ain't hitting my mic this time. Go ahead. I'm still down. Go ahead.
Other than spitting, I want to tell y'all, Jay Black and Mo are amazing fucking parents. Before I go in, Jay Black and Mo, you guys are amazing parents. So before we get into an argument, and it'll be
I'm not arguing today. It's Black History Month. I'm not arguing.
That's when we're gonna argue more. That's when you argue more on Black History Month. That's when you go all the way in.
Keep it authentic.
Yeah, that's when it sizzles. You're like, what? Great parents.
Birthday, Diamond.
Diamond, birthday, B-Day. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Today's when you. Oh, wow.
Happy
20.
birthday, Diamond. 20 is a good year.
That's a good number.
20 is a good number.
No longer a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Wow, 20. Yeah, 20 is a good age. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Jay Black, how was your night? Explain your night.
No, I just said, we got to just watch the TV show when I got home. He was excited, waited for me, and did the little Raising Dion season 2. It's a kid show,
Right.
But adults can enjoy it because I'm super hyped now that you've told me that they've released season 2. I'm excited.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's amazing.
And I'm preparing for Celebrity Big Brother, and I want Michael Shawn to start
Why?
from tonight.
I'm not doing celebrity. Wow, what is that? Celebrity.
I always talk about Big Brother. Now it's Celebrity. It's a shorter version of it, so it's not as long of a season.
Watered down?
It's just shortened. I know Mike think everything is fake. He think this Big
It's
Brother
all
is fake.
fake. It's all fake.
Yeah.
It's all the WWE.
Yeah.
So if you watch it, you'll see Big Brother is not fake. It's competitions. It's
I don't want to kill it for you, but I've been on the set and they've said, okay, when you stand here, I need you to do this and I need you to act like this. I've been on sets where they've given me a script and said, okay, this is what the plot is, and I just need you to
what Big
improv
Brother
it.
is? You living in a house. Like it's going to be some stuff, I'm sure, but not the overall show is not scripted.
But they give them the scenario and then let them improv it and go. That's why you're sucked in and think that it's so real and natural because they improv it.
Hold on.
They create the
You're not
scenarios.
gonna kill my joy.
Hold
Big Brother, I rock
I'm
with.
just
I
saying, Jay Black.
I like that show.
Everybody be quiet. Hold on, real quick. Oh, Mo said that.
It is.
That's why you should read books, y'all. You should read books because Jay Black really thinks this is real. He thinks it's real. He thinks it's real.
Jeanette.
Shout out to my 1 month on NBC. But it is. Trust me. I've experienced it. They give you the scenario.
Big Brother.
And
CBS is Big Brother.
I have not been on Big Brother, but I'm telling you, I have been on a national network show, and
that's
this
different.
is what they tell. What?
That's different.
Jay,
Why is it different?
You really believe NBC got all these people in the house and nobody got a script? You really think nobody? Is it NBC or CBS?
It's CBS for Big Brother.
Oh, so CBS. Mm-hmm. You really think them cats?
I'm watching it, and there it is.
All of the network shows, if you think that they don't have any control and they don't have creators in the back writing out scenarios, maybe not script because it's very, they want you to be fluid, but they definitely give you the scenario so that you could build upon it.
And Mo, what show were you on?
I was on The Chew for a month.
The Chew?
Yes, it's a cooking show.
Yeah, no, I know. I used to watch it.
Yes,
And one of the white guys got in trouble and got eliminated.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so when you were on the show The Chew, which was on ABC, what did they get? Oh, first of all, how was your night? But We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. No, when you on The Chew, you're actually on the TV show The Chew,
I was
which
on.
everybody tries to make it seem like it's so real. What did they tell you to do?
Oh no, you definitely it's script, like it's not scripted where they give you the script and you have to go by it, but they give you a scenario, they give you the plot, and then as you're going through and they're taping, if they see something that needs to change, they may say, well, hey, why don't you say it like this? So then it can lead into this. So I think these shows, yes, it's technically a reality show.
That's different.
But it's not totally authentic because you're not controlling the narrative. They're controlling the narrative.
So you can't just blurt out your mouth like I'm a skinhead. Like they'll be like, what the hell? Cut.
Oh no. It's pre-recorded. It's pre-recorded. Nobody gets to talk about it until it comes out. You can't even post about it until it comes out. You sign these papers.
And Big Brother is live, Mike. They got cameras on you live the whole time.
How do you
live
know?
What?
How do you
live
know?
What?
Live
How do
feeds.
There's a delay. There are delays on live shows, Jay Black.
No,
Please
I'm talking
believe
about
it.
the live feeds, like behind, like literally, you have the show that's produced, obviously, and they get all of those audio takes and issues and things like that, and they put mesh it together for the actual broadcast. But like at any point, you can pop in through your CBS app, Paramount, whatever. I watch, so I look at the live feeds. And you
Jay,
can see,
you don't think they control the
they
live
control
feed?
them cooking, having dinner, having breakfast, having conversations in the gym,
and they say if you say this, you're fired. If you say this, you're fired.
I mean, there's racial stuff, you know, and I'm sure.
And there's enough delay that if you say something out of pocket, they can immediately pan to something else. Immediately.
Oh yeah, they control the cameras because it's all.
It will not get aired if you say something
kill my
out
Big
the way.
Brother love.
I'm just trying to paint a realistic picture.
I'm just trying to tell you, Jay, that you used to love the WWE, and that's what you're watching, the WWE reality show. That's all.
You think Slicker Fly Slickum was a real wrestler?
When I hit you in the head. Yeah, it still hurts.
You think them DDTs and them sleepers was real? You think they was putting people to sleep for real back in the day? No.
They're strung out. So Mo, how was your whatchamacallit night? Like
it was it was busy. I had work to do, but I saw Nicki Minaj flash across my screen, and I saw Kevin R. Samuels, and of course, me and my nosy ass logged in. What did I do that for?
Oh, they was live. Nicki Minaj with the Honorable Kevin Samuels?
Yes, he was on. Please don't call him honorable.
Whoa.
Please don't call him honorable. You pushing it. You pushing it.
Hold on. This is what I thought. Real with Kevin Samuels. I want to tell him, I congratulate you that you and your people and Nikki's people got to you and you copped the check. But you're a fraud. You're a fraud, and you pick on women with kids that are sitting there, and you're a fraud. That's
he
what
was like
you
a
are.
lapdog last night.
But
last night,
listen, when it comes to being a fraud, they cut you a check, and we applaud you, Kevin Samuels. Yes. We applaud you. You got a check.
Get to the bag. You're getting to the bag.
I'm not mad. I would do that. I would sell this whole morning show out if Nikki was like, "Hey, Mike, we got 700,000, but you gotta." Yes, I'd be like, yeah.
Ovaries would have to take one for the team. We would have to take one for the team.
Yes. So, go ahead, Kevin Samuels. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know. Normally, and I know everybody has seen either his clips or a show. Normally, he is brutal on women from the door. Nicki Minaj was making faces. She was and rolling her eyes. Never once did he say, "You're never gonna find a man like that. I wouldn't date you because your facial expressions." Or like one time he told a girl, "If you roll your eyes one more time or make a face like that one more time, I'm hanging up. This is over. This is done."
How we get him?
Never said that. Never said that to Nikki.
How do we get
passive?
Yeah.
He was passive. He tried to be very calm and like a soothing intellect. Come on. I was typing a mile a minute. I was like, I know I got to be up in the morning, but I couldn't log off because I just wanted to see where it was going to go.
First of all, Kevin Samuels is, in my opinion, is gay as fuck.
Oh, and there were people in there saying, he's a fairy. he's a fairy. He's not gonna, you're an alpha male, so alpha female, so he's not gonna pull this on you.
He don't
You're
know how
Nicki
to do
Minaj.
that. Yeah,
he's
he
not
don't
gonna
know how to
pull
do
this on
that.
you. And like clockwork, I was shocked.
He's well groomed.
I was shocked.
He's a very well groomed man.
It was disappointing. I hope that Nicki Minaj does her research like she said she's going to do before she has him back on the show, because she said, why are y'all telling me to drag this man? Why are y'all telling me to go off on this man?
Her live. It was her live.
It was Nicki's live, and she had certain people on there, and yes, she had him on there.
Do y'all see how y'all fall for this?
And shout out to T.S. Madison last night. We were begging, we wanted T.S. Madison to come on. After she let him go, they was like, boo, he's boring. Who is it? Who is he? He was just so passive. I've never seen him like that.
Number one, Nicki did the research. Number two, it's all a front and a scam. Number three, he literally is not a heterosexual, in my opinion, allegedly. I'm just telling y'all, Nicki knew it was all pre-planned. Nicki's not going on there at this point to let him wild out. He's not. It's a plan.
Well, he asked her, rate yourself. Rate yourself coming fresh out the shower, no makeup or nothing. Rate yourself. Nicki said, "Oh, I'm a 7."
It's a
so
plan.
he was like, "Oh, that's a safe number. Everybody's a 7." That's majority of people are going to say that they're a 7. He didn't say you ain't a 7, you a 5. And if y'all recall, he called Beyonce. He said Beyonce was like a 6 or a 7 around there, and that she didn't look better than Kelly Rowland.
So Nicki need money. That's what we get from this. Nicki needs money.
He did listen to her. He was so tentative and passive.
Okay, because
listening to Nicki. Yes, Stacey. Yes.
Nicki needs money. There's no way in the world Nicki would take this unless there was a check that she was trying to get off of this.
Does she do her IG lives all the time like that, bro?
So I normally don't chime into Nicki, but when I saw them two, I was like, yes, she's gonna let him have it, and I need a front row seat.
What up, Jacqueline? Come on.
I need to be front and center.
But think to yourself, why on God's green earth would Nicki even be on his shit? Why would she even do that? Because there's a financial situation.
Well, she's switching networks.
Yeah,
and she's dropping new stuff. So,
but you're not supposed to. Nicki is not supposed to be on his show.
Well, no, he was on her show.
No, she's not supposed to let him on her show.
On her show. Well, Lala Anthony came in after Kevin.
So she let. Wait. So she let him on her show.
Yes, on her live on Instagram.
So that's why. Okay, so now, let me take back what I said about Nicki. That's why, Kevin Samuel, you're nothing but a crumb.
But she invited him to the Queen show.
Yeah, but that's why that was set up. It's all a setup. It's all a set. First of all, Kevin Samuel and Nicki, I don't need none of y'all advice in life. I don't care how much money you got. I don't need none of your advice in life. Because if we really break down Kevin Samuel and we really break down Nicki Minaj and the shit they're in right now, ain't no reason to follow advice. But I get it. It's make-believe. It's make-believe.
Well,
welcome to the world of make-believe.
Is I've never seen him in any, and I've watched more than just clips or sound bites. I've never seen him that passive before. I've never seen him sit there. He was like a goddamn poodle lap dog in her lap, like she had some treats and just.
And just eating them. Going against them barbs. He said, "I ain't going. I don't want that smoke."
But the barbs. Wait. But the barbs. Yeah. It's like 20 million people watching you. So he knows when he goes back on his YouTube channel that now he's gathered, even if he's only gathered
a nice 100,000.
And people were asking him, people were asking her to save the live. And she's like, why do y'all want me to save this live so bad? I could do more lives. And I'm like, no, I need you to save this live for the receipts. So when he comes on your show, on the Queen show, and he tries to because he was backpedaling, he was just, I said, oh, this is not.
Why do you think
the Kevin R. Samuels?
The reason why she's not saving the live because they made a deal. They made a deal not to save the live.
It makes sense.
So somebody had to record it as it was going
sense.
on. So he got exposed to her audience, and now the audience can go to him, and nobody. Well, listen, there's evidence. People screenshot it and video, video, and the whole nine. But that's the nonsense that goes on. I keep trying to tell you barbers at the barbershop that he's a fraud.
So he don't say nothing that you can relate to that makes sense.
So some of the things that he may hit home with or drive home with or become sound bites, and people are like, oh yeah, he said some really good poignant things. It gets drowned out by all of the other convoluted bullshit that he brings to the table and showing his narcissism. And I'm using that word very, very carefully. He's a narcissist. And people say, oh, every woman calls men narcissists or whatever. No, he is a clear example of textbook narcissism. I'm sorry. Last night, I was like, oh, he's not being authentic. He's not being who he is, really using some type of restraint. And people were like, oh, it's boring. Get him off of here. He's boring. He's never been like that.
People. He's not a narcissist. He's not none of this shit. He's an actor who has a way. He formulated an angle. It's like watching General Hospital back in the day, Young and the Restless. He's just an actor that's making money off of this. That's all he does. He plays a role. That's all he does. Am I wrong
if I believe some of the stuff he be saying? I'm like, yo,
yes, you're absolutely. We're so in the matrix. Just because I point out a few things that have reality points. I'm just doing it because I'm playing a role. The same way when I was telling a chick I love her. And I would tell her things that were actual factual. We spent all this time together. Why would I come over here? Why would I help you with this? Why would I help you with that?
Manipulation to get what you want.
That's all it is. It's make believe.
But somebody on IG said you don't like it just because you don't like the truth.
No, it's not that. So you can say some things that are relatable to people and their experiences, but that does not make you a subject-area expert, nor does it make you a person that should be in a position.
Somebody says something you agree with.
But every time a woman comes on, he tears them down. Believe that. So last night was the first time I've ever seen him out of his element. Last night is the first time I've ever seen him be so passive. And he just lapped up everything that Nikki said. Like he wasn't combative. He didn't try to drive the conversation in the direction he wanted it to go. He was very, very calm and demure.
But this is the scam. You are so invested in it off the scam in the first place of getting women and doing the angle. Then he goes on Nikki and you're like, he's submissive. It's all an act. All of this shit is just to get more views, more clicks, more money. And that's all it is.
It was disappointing. People were actually saying to get him off because he was boring.
Oh my God. But do you understand what y'all saying? It was disappointing of a dude that is he's the dude that goes from city to city back in the day and cures people. That's what he is.
Stand up.
He puts his hands.
You gonna lay some hands.
And then y'all get mad when somebody you're like, well, he doesn't really cure people. He never did. The same way Jay Black is watching that stupid reality show and he thinks it's reality.
I think for me, the disappointing fact of watching him like that is because to the everyday Joe Blow woman walking down the street who he gets on his live, he is abusive.
A lot of people need to become broken to become better on IG.
He attacks, right?
Listen,
Nikki, you did a whole 360. So what was disappointing in that behavior to me is I feel like if you're telling people the other person is your authentic self, that is who you are, and you stand by what you do and you say, then why wouldn't you stand by what you do and say when you're on with Nikki?
Because it's fake. Because it's an act. Mo, it's an act. It's an act. It's an act. It's an act to get money.
I'm
all
gonna watch
fake.
when he comes back. If Nikki has him back on the show, this is what I'm waiting for that. Because I want to see her do her research like she says she's going to do and really ask him the tough, hard questions. I want to see if that happens.
Mo, and it's still an act. Nikki is just using it to gain it, to capitalize on it. None of this shit is real.
Shaquisa said what she meant. Just to recap for those who joined, Kevin Samuels joined Nicki Minaj on her live. And Mo said he wasn't his normal self. He wasn't the same guy he normally is, and that he backed down and was very submissive to Nicki.
Like a mini poodle.
And her thoughts. So.
Wasn't biting no ankles, was lapping up all the treats. Yes.
Why do you think he did that?
She had more money, more followers.
That's
bigger
all.
celebrity.
It's all, like we are literally watching these people and really taking them.
So you think it's because he didn't want to mess up the bag, Mike?
You think what?
You think it's because he didn't want to mess up the bag? That
no, he
wanted
wanted to. He wanted to increase the bag. Because let me tell you what you just said that feeds into it. You said I can't wait to see him after.
I did, yes.
So guess what? Guess what? He won.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just want to see if, I mean, honestly, a lot of people got on last night and they were in the comments and they were like, good, we want you to get him, Nikki. Everybody was rooting, thinking that the whole interview was going to be about her questioning his
and she
behavior,
didn't.
She didn't.
And why do you think she didn't? Because she's going to be on his show. Why do you think she didn't? Don't watch him. He's abusive. If you don't watch him, Shaquisa, this is the power of the Matrix. If you don't watch him, how do you know he's abusive to women and he's an asshole? If you don't watch him,
I've watched his shows. I've watched more than a soundbite.
Whoa! I'm answering Shaquisa. How do you know? How do you know, Shaquisa, that he's an asshole if you've never watched him?
Some people don't like the truth, Mike, and it hits different when you feel like you're being attacked. And some of the stuff he say, I'm just being honest. I be rocking with some. I be like, yo, that's a good point. He legit has some good points.
And there are just watch. There are people, but see, that's that is convoluted when your main focus is being abusive. You could take somebody who whoops a woman's ass and says some great things while he's whooping her ass. Does that make him a genius?
Okay.
No, it still makes him an abuser.
Okay, let's be clear. He's probably not an abuser. He just literally
he is psychologically abusive.
Oh my God, Mo. He just puts this fraud up so that you guys will watch. He's the bad guy in wrestling.
At best, he's dysfunctional.
Dog, he probably is just gay and has a gay lover and is sitting there chilling.
Kevin Samuels.
Allegedly, I have heard as much that he is.
He don't even care. He don't even care. He just the lies. They're just actors. It's a soap opera that y'all watching, and everybody thinks because there's not.
Mo, stop it. The relationship workout is not feeling what y'all are saying about Kevin Samuels.
Fuck him. He's making believe.
Listen,
he's an actor. All Kevin Samuels is an actor, and y'all people believe because it's on YouTube that it's real. Just because there are no credits at the end.
Like, have you legit just watched the show and you couldn't relate to anything he was saying?
I didn't say that he wasn't relatable because being relatable is based upon experiences. So if you say something that hits or resonates with me, it doesn't make you a genius. It doesn't make you a non-abuser.
But so you can relate to say, yeah, I agree.
You're because if you have an experience, Jay Black, you're looking for someone to validate that experience that you've been through. Like, let's not take it there.
I'm a narcissist. I'm always.
I'm not saying that you're a narcissist, Jay Black. I'm saying that Kevin Samuels does definitely shows on a consistent basis narcissistic behavior. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I'm curious. Well, Herpes Goddess is here, Shane. I wonder if she agrees or she rocks with Kevin Samuels and get her.
No, what time do we have the?
There are things that he said that I've been like, oh yeah, but it doesn't take away that he is an abusive personality. He's abusive to women who come on the show, and his main focus is abusing, whether he admits it or not. Whether that's his truth, because he said, "Oh, this is my truth," and people can't handle the truth. however you want to dress it up.
All right,
You
Herbie.
could dress up a goddamn dog in a skirt and it's still a damn dog.
Do y'all understand this shit is all fake?
Put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
But it's all fake. He's just playing a game to make money.
And possibly so.
No, it's not possible.
Fraud. You're right. I agree with you because we don't know him personally.
Erica.
Wow.
Rich Rising, everyone. How y'all
Grand Rising.
I missed y'all.
Grand Rising. You got
you ain't missed nobody. You ain't missed nobody. You ain't joined the show last week. You ain't missed nobody. You over there at a retreat. Where you in a retreat right now?
Look like you in the woods in some type of peace.
No, I'm in the Lanai in Florida. You know the homes got.
Oh, you in the Lanai?
You making money? You making money? I see you.
Oh no,
I see
broke
you.
as a joke. I ain't making money.
Are you on your cell phone, Shayna, or are you on your laptop?
My cell phone. I'm on my laptop and my cell phone.
Oh, you
I sent the request.
Okay, cool.
I'm just waiting on my.
She said she's in the Lanai. You know that's fancy. She's in the Lanai.
No.
Where you at, girl?
I'm in
the Lanai.
So Shayna, we were talking about Kevin Samuels joining Nicki Minaj live, and he wasn't his normal, typical self.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I'm sure you know who Kevin Samuel is. Do you watch his show? There's some things you agree with that he says. Do you totally?
I haven't watched his show. I see his little snippets. I see what people put on social media, so I have seen some of his content. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen the live with him and Nicki Minaj. I wish I would have. I think Kevin Samuels is homosexual, and I think he's an actor. Mm-hmm. And I think he's found his target audience, his niche, who he speaks to, and he finds the people who puts money in his pocket, and he caters to the opinions of those people.
That's it. Thank you for explaining it so eloquently and so simple. It's all fake. It's all fake. Nicki Minaj would not have put this dude on here if they didn't have a script already written out and set up. But I just want to know, what retreat are you on and what spiritual like I'm scared because you got me thinking of Left Eye right now.
Yeah, I smell the sage through the screen. I feel like you're burning sage and incense and just taking in nature. I hear the birds chirping.
You hear the birds chirping. Well, I'm not at a retreat. This is just the crib.
Oh, it's just the crib.
This is just the house. This is the outside portion.
That's nice. You're living. That's nice. That's nice for real.
This is Florida. Almost every home in Florida has one of these.
Has a lanai.
Yeah, look, outside room. So you don't have to get wet or anything like that. But I've been up since 5 a.m. Did my affirmations, my meditation, journal, read my book, ate breakfast. Now I'm here with y'all.
It looks like you got some romantic thing going on. Like there's somebody with you. Like you got that's nice. Like that almost makes me wish I had somebody. That looks nice.
Is somebody sitting opposite of you, like rubbing your feet? Because I feel like you're so relaxed and calm this morning.
I wish somebody was rubbing.
You got some, feet. Didn't you, girl? You got some.
No, still been since August. It's still been a minute.
Oh, you ain't had us since August? Even a tongue? Nothing?
Nothing. I had my hand. I had my vibrator. That's about it.
Yeah, and the vibrator. What vibrator do you have? What is
I have a body wand.
Aren't those the big ones? Like those things are like.
That's the Hitachi 5000.
Yeah, that's a lot. Do you even think about relationships now? Do you think about being in a relationship, or is it hard because you're very open with your what's going on? Is it hard for you?
I have relationship phobia, so I'm trying to work through that right now.
What's your phobia?
I'm afraid of relationships.
Phobia.
But they like you. I know they're trying to holler at you, men and women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but because I'm afraid of relationships, I haven't opened myself up in that way yet. Until I figure that out. I got other issues. I just handled my mommy issues. I got step parent issues. I got a whole bunch of baggage I still need to unload before I even go into a relationship. It wouldn't be fair for me to go in a relationship right now.
God bless you. I love the fact that you're trying to deal with your issues in the beginning, because I don't give a fuck. Like, what? I just go straight in, like, take my issues. I had all types of dysfunctions, and I was like, me and Stacey got together years ago, and I was like, fuck it, my issues are your issues, bitch. Let's go. Like, no, I'm like,
he bringing his Louis luggage. He bringing his backpack.
I'm bringing everything with me.
5 boxes.
I'm verbally abusive, and I got asthma. Take that. Let's go. Let's go.
And I got asthma, so
and
you
I
snore.
got asthma. Yet, well, I used to snore when I drink. When I was drinking, I snored, but when I don't drink, I don't snore because I can't sleep when I don't drink. But anyway, what is it? What is the goal here? Like I was thinking about this when we didn't have you last week. I was like, I wonder what her goal is. Like, how do you make money? Like, what is your career? Like, what is everything? What is this whole? Where's the target? What are we doing?
Where's the target?
Yeah.
Well, the target is to break the stigma. And on the way of breaking the stigma, we're just providing resources for the community that they don't have. Again, from guides and workshops and retreats and personal coaching. I'm currently writing my 3rd book, Herpes Diet and Remedies. I'm just getting the information out there so that the community has it. So that is the business side of Herpes Goddess. Now, is this going to get me to my ultimate goals? No, but it'll lead me there. I'm just trying to get comfortable with this platform before I move forward to anything else in my life.
All right, so what is the ultimate goal? What up, Amir Sealy? What is your ultimate goal? What is it that because we always talk about STDs and we talk about everything living, but there's an ultimate goal. What is it? Like, what is it you're trying to do?
Generational wealth. I want to have a real estate profile. I want to be able to provide for my great grandchildren. I'm trying to break generational curses. I don't want my children to be born into the poverty mindset anymore. No one has done anything before me. I want to farm, and I want to mass produce black garlic.
Black garlic.
Mm-hmm.
What's the specialty about? What is it about black garlic?
What the hell is it?
It's black.
No, motherfucker, I know it's black. I just said the name.
That's the special. That's the magic.
No, I like my garlic like I like my men. Blackity black.
but what does black garlic do something different? Like, does black garlic do something that white garlic doesn't do? Is it like, what?
No, it's the same. It's just the color, and because of the color, you can raise the price because it's rare. And I'm Puerto Rican. Okay. Garlic is in my blood, and I'm also black, so it just makes sense.
Wow, I'm Puerto Rican too. Wow, I forgot you were Puerto Rican. So shout out to Bernino. Go ahead.
Shout out to Bernino.
En totonos, en plátanos.
Arroz con gandules.
En pasteles.
Chuleta.
What? We done. Shout out to salsa. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. But go ahead. So, black garlic. So, for certain, you can make more money because it's just black garlic.
Well, yeah, but that's just I want to farm. The ultimate dream is to have myself a farm and to mass produce black garlic on my land. So even if I'm not going to speak that into existence, I will make money off of it. It's just something that I want to do. It's a goal of mine.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Have you looked into maybe going to like the communities that they're nurturing now? They're buying like the like a certain amount of land where they're having the small house black communities like in Georgia and in the southern regions. Have you thought about maybe looking towards that?
Well, before COVID hit, I was farming and volunteering on gardens and farms in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. Then once COVID hit, that kind of stopped all of that. And I went into my journey of being a herpes advocate. So right now I'm just in a space of making sure that Herpes Goddess is successful so that I can get back to my true loves. If y'all didn't know, I have 2 bachelor's degrees, and one of my bachelor's degrees is in culinary arts and food science. Wow. So I am a trained chef, but I like the growing part of food and farm to table aspect.
Farm to table.
Right. We got the Herpes Goddess on here, and first of all, she's just not about herpes. Like she's got a whole bunch of things going on. Like the fact that that this woman found a garden in Philly is amazing. She said she was growing bullets, but
what? But if you have a culinary science degree, what are some of the things?
I did not finish, Mo.
Oh,
what
sorry.
the fuck?
I'm
like, what is going on today? Can we have some structure on this show today?
Sorry. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
It was Jermaine.
She can cook. Yeah, she can cook. So you found a garden in Philly. So herpes wasn't even your first task. It wasn't even your first thing that you were literally in Philly getting gardens and outside of Philly in the suburbs, and so you're really a farmer. Like you really want to like you want to make your food. You don't even want to go to the grocery store or nothing.
I want to eliminate grocery stores from my life completely at some point in the future and just live off of my land.
So that's why you out there. That's why your background fits you perfectly today. Like you don't even want to mess. Like you're literally somewhere where it's just like there's some corn that you're growing, and you want to make sure that you go out there and you crop your field and you come back and you make stuff. And that I didn't even know that about you. I just thought you was. I didn't even know. So you literally this is the first time I've ever heard anybody on this show say, "What is your goal?" To have a farm. Huh? So are we talking cows, like farms? Like you gonna have everything on there, but you're not gonna kill the animals.
First, I just want to perfect produce, vegetables and fruits. But eventually, yeah, I want a cow named Betsy. I want a horse.
You done name the fucking cow. Chicken. That is amazing. And you want chickens, but you're not gonna kill the chickens, right? You're not gonna eat the chickens, are you?
I don't know. If I'm raising them myself, I might.
Why you go?
Depending on where I'm at in my life at that point.
You gonna kill the chicken? For some reason,
I might auction.
You a vegan. You might.
I might auction my animals if I raise them properly with love and they're happy.
And you're gonna auction them like slaves? Like you gonna do that? You gonna auction them like
Black History Month. What are we doing?
Black History Month, like the chickens. You gonna auction?
My bad. All right, I ain't gonna auction the chickens. Maybe.
What are you doing? This motherfucker's like do you see the chicken? Do you see the breast on this chicken? This chicken does 1,000 push-ups a day. What are we doing?
Not the chicken, maybe the cattle, because you know how rich folk is. If they know that them animals been raised right, and chefs know what happiness can change a meat up.
Oh shit! I'm gonna stop this interview right now. I'm done. Go ahead, Mo. I'm done.
No, what she's saying is true. The way that it's killed changes the taste. My question is the fact that you have that background. What are some things that can help someone out there who is experiencing outbreaks naturally? Like, what are some foods that you know of that could help?
What does our background have to do with our outbreaks?
She just said that she do. I've been listening to you, Shayna. I've been listening to you.
You lost me at killing chickens, but go ahead.
I'm still stuck on black garlic.
Well, we just did we had our herpes free retreat this weekend, and we talked about herpes diet and remedies and how herpes virus is an immunovirus. So if your immune system shuts down, you can get an outbreak. You're more susceptible to an outbreak. So what we teach in the herpes diet and remedies workshop is how to keep your immune system up, or certain foods that you can eat to boost your immune system when symptoms prevent, so that you can prevent an outbreak from coming. In my own personal journey with herpes, I decided to go plant-based. And when I went plant-based, it wasn't because of my herpes. It was because of the food industry. Working in the food industry, seeing how they mishandle meat, it disgusted me. So I decided to let it go. In that process, I realized that it helped with my herpes virus. So in doing so, I'm journaling, I'm taking notes, and I'm figuring out what foods triggered my virus, what foods didn't trigger my virus, what foods helped to prevent an outbreak, what foods didn't help. And throughout that process, I was able to create the herpes diet and remedies workshop.
Wow.
All right, so the diet was good. Why are you gonna kill the chickens? Back
to the chicken.
See, here's the thing. I didn't stop. So the choice in the beginning when I did stop eating meat wasn't because of the animals, kinder to animals. It was because of the handling of it. You know, you'll get 5 farmers, different types of farms. They all bring their chickens in. The chickens get mixed up. It's already from different places. Then they get chopped up and put into this place and then transferred to over this place to get packaged. And then now you got a package of meat with 5 different chickens from 5 different farms. Mishandling and cross-contamination and just a lot of things happening in the industry.
Don't mess up my dinner for tonight, Shayna.
Say if you have a herpes outbreak while you're on vacation.
Why does this show have no fucking segues?
Because
like what the fuck? Like we just talked about chicken and all of a sudden
I'm lost. I don't want to talk about chicken.
What type of unprofessional show do we run here? Like you just go from she's talking about chicken and contaminated. What if herpes land on your forehead? Like what the fuck? Like what?
So you're out and the outbreaks can happen, or do you have it scheduled? You know exactly when it's
I gotta control this goddamn show. The way that these people just jump in. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
So you don't do you not go on vacations because of herpes? Because you know when, or it can just randomly pop up on you like that?
Well, for me, I've been able to silence my herpes outbreaks because I've taken the time to learn my body. Yeah. So again, like when I have my nerve pain in my leg, or if I feel a tingling sensation, I'm automatically going into let me, protect my environment and boost my immune system so I don't have to have an outbreak. Now, if an outbreak did happen, I'm still going to go on vacation.
Jay Black said, "Don't go on a plane." He said, "Don't go on a vacation."
No, I'm still going to go on a vacation. Just because I have an outbreak doesn't mean I don't. I have to. I can't have sex. I just can't have sex a certain way. So me having an outbreak, since it's on my genitals, I can't have penetrative sex. But there's so many other ways that you can have sex. That's not the only way to have sex. You have oral sex. You have anal sex
with the herpes down there.
What you say?
I'm just being educated.
Don't say hi.
No, don't say hi, motherfucker.
Say what you said.
You said if you having a herpes outbreak in your genitals, someone can perform oral sex on you and be safe.
No, I can perform oral sex.
Okay. You'll take care of your partner. Okay, I got you. No,
it's a lot of different ways.
She shut you down.
No, I wasn't even trying to come at her.
She shut you down, motherfucker.
I was understanding.
There's a lot of different ways you can be intimate with your partner outside of penetrative sex.
All right.
Oh, she showed your ignorance, Jay Black.
So why do they teach you or say or suggest that you should not have any type of if you're having an outbreak, you should not have any type of orifice contact with someone who's having an outbreak? So meaning if somebody's having an outbreak, you shouldn't be kissing them, even if the sore is not on their mouth.
Well, no.
What is that about? Okay.
That's not true. So if I'm having an outbreak, if someone's having an outbreak, you can't come in contact with their outbreak. Touching them anywhere else or kissing them somewhere they're not having an outbreak is not going to give you herpes. Herpes, you have to come in contact with the area that the virus has entered your body. And people who have outbreaks know that because where they have outbreaks is where the virus had entered their body. So me having an outbreak on my genitals, you can still kiss me and not get herpes. You just can't come in contact with my outbreak. Then they say don't have sex during outbreaks because you are the most contagious during outbreaks. So for me, it would be to cover my outbreak area for my partner to be safe.
So when you say cover, you like put a Band-Aid on it? Like how do you do that? How do you?
The thing.
How do you do that?
So that's why condoms are only 50% effective, right? So if the condom is not covering the outbreak site, then it's not going to protect you from herpes. Me, I'm not going to engage in sex during an outbreak. So it's no covering for me. I'm not covering my outbreaks ever because I'm just not going to have sex during an outbreak. But say if I did want to have sex during an outbreak, then I might have to use a dental dam to cover the area or find another way to cover the area to have sex. But honestly, I don't want to have sex during an outbreak. I'm not in the mood. Don't
Has your
touch
partner
me.
asked you? Like, has your partner asked you or still wanted to progress with having sex with you during the outbreak?
No, I've never had that happen to me. And I feel like I make it clear, period. So I don't think anyone who's with me would even want to ask me to do that because they already know where I stand.
I mean, you're kind of like a veteran now. I mean, you've dealt with this, and you're like a veteran in the whole thing. When you first started, was there ever a time where alcohol got involved, or you like, "Fuck,
I'm gonna roll these
I
dice."
should not have done that. Like, I should have said something." You know,
when I first started, no, I've never had sex during an outbreak. Like I said, I just don't like during. You don't in the beginning too, and I was still stigmatized. You don't feel sexy. You don't feel sexy if you're having an outbreak. And honestly, you're not gonna want. Shayna at the time wouldn't even want nobody down there while I'm having an outbreak.
girl, you're always sexy. I don't even care. You got an outbreak. You always sexy, girl. Don't even worry about that.
I learned that later on in life.
Right there, and that you lucky I'm not there with that sunshine behind you, girl.
Birds chirping.
You see it? Set the mood.
That's the mood right there, girl. Just look at the sun. Just look at the sun. All right, so we're gonna have a book that's gonna come out.
It's coming.
It's coming. No pun intended. It's coming. Shout to Orgasms. Best ever. You got the book coming out. And then I always wonder, have you written down with this book? But you need to, your story is so interesting that I always wonder that you have to write this down as a script. Because this needs to be like an actual, like it needs to be on Netflix. Like we need to have this story on how you found out in the military, everything that went on in the military and how you found out. So we need to write this down because this should be something I see on Netflix.
Okay.
So put that out there. Put that out there. And do you you said you own the massage thing, the long vibrator thing?
Body wand.
The body wand. Why haven't you invested in the rose? Like every woman seems to be going crazy about the rose.
I haven't jumped on the rose wave just because I haven't had a reason to. I got my 2 body wands that are doing what they need.
But it's hard to get them through like TSA because you got to put them in your luggage, like at the airport. Like those are some big ass.
See, I got the big one, and then I got like a small little cute pink travel size one that goes into a silk bag, so it's very incognito.
What's your masturbation schedule? Are you like daily? Are you like a twice a day, once a day? Are you like after a meal? Like what is your masturbation schedule? I'm just wondering.
Whenever I'm stimulated, so I don't have a consistent schedule. I don't.
Does it help you sleep? Some women wake up after they masturbate, and after an orgasm, some women get energy. But
no,
like for me, I sleep well. You sleep?
Yeah. I sleep real well.
Shout to sleep after masturbating. Shout to that.
Unless somebody interrupts you, because you know you got that small window. You either gonna go to sleep or you gonna be up.
Well, you probably shouldn't be masturbating in public. I don't know what you're doing. Like you probably should masturbate. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm working on myself.
Okay.
You probably should masturbate in the food court. Like, what are we doing? Like, you talking about your kid interrupting? Oh, your kid waking you up? Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I get it because my daughters, they'll knock on the door and I'm like, I just want to go to sleep.
Parents have no privacy.
That's why you gotta lock that door. All right, girl. I think we're good.
Thank you, Shayna. Thank you,
Shayna. And wherever you're at, one day I want to visit you out there. Like, because that really seems relaxful. Like, I really seem like you're relaxing right there. Like, that is a lovely thing. Like, the funny thing is, the whole landscape behind you is so lovely, but there's a chance that you could walk, because you know how life is. You could walk in a house and then it could be crack pipes all over the place. Like,
what in the world?
Not walking out of the lanai into the crack pipes.
No, that looks like a lemonade commercial where you're at right now. Like you're doing a lemonade. That is so beautiful, but who knows what's going on? They could be shooting up. You're like, God damn, what'd you do the interview? And you start wrapping up. Yup, did the interview. Start shooting up.
I can't.
We love you, girl. We want
I
you.
love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day.
You as well,
Thanks,
Queen.
Sheena. Thank you.
Go get the lemonade.
Wellness Wednesday. I'm telling you, I learn something new every time she come on.
What you learned today?
I mean, I first of all, I didn't know that your diet can, help control or put your herpes to sleep.
Yeah. They said Pop-Tarts can fight herpes. No, I'm just the asshole today.
And Mo, you made somebody mad on IG when you said put a Band-Aid on it, just to let you know. So
well, because she kept saying cover it
you're
up.
in my world now. You're offending people now. You're in my world.
Keep talking. I gotta.
But you got your next guest is here too, Mike.
So I never want to offend anyone. But when you don't know, you ask questions. It should be offensive for somebody.
Put a Band-Aid on herpes, though, Mo. Even I know that.
If I assumed, I genuinely asked because she kept using the word cover up. I just cover it up. You can cover it up. So I'm like, okay, well, what do you do? Put a Band-Aid on it because it's a sore. So yeah, I asked. No offense, meant, but I definitely wanted to know, and I'm pretty sure other people wanted to know as well. So my job
was thinking you could put a Band-Aid on herpes.
Is to ask the question. You never knew. Well, some people think that you're not even supposed to have sex or have any type of orifice contact with another person if they are having an active outbreak. So yeah, I wanted to know.
And we found out. So let's take a quick little brief break, Mo. We're gonna come right back. We got a next guest that's coming up next. I know it's Wellness Wednesday. We also got our nurse practitioner, our doctor, be here. So we want to play a quick song, just a song, just one quick little song, and then we'll be right back.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Shawn wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts cause I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day. My son wears tight shirts. To the gym or wherever. Tight shirts. Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Shawn and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah. Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up, bro. Let's have a mic.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top, yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in, Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. I'm Michael Shawn, that's J Black, Sexy Mo. And our next guest, shout out to Herpes Goddess, always comes on and has a great, and we have a great time, and she's so educational, and I like the fact that she's so transparent. But speaking of transparency, I admire this gentleman that we're bringing on. Chingo Bling is number one, hilarious. Number two, one of the hardest working comedians. He's Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican. And I admire him for his, and you know what? F all that, because I want to say it while he's on here. Bring Chingo Bling on here. Chingo Bling, what's really good, baby?
Good morning.
Hey, man, I'm going to just do my best to follow Shayna. Because she is a herpes veteran.
Yes,
She is a vet.
Hey, Chingo, can we get you on the IG Live? Can we get you on the IG Live at Mike Shawn Comedy?
Yeah, what I got?
Damn, he's already there.
Oh, you're there. So let me bring you up. There it is. My bad. That was my bad.
What up?
And let me bring you on Sexy Mo, and let me make sure you get on there and you rock out. All right, here we go. First of all, thank you so much for getting on the show, and thank you for taking time out, because I know you're a busy dude. All right. Chingo Bling is, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong. Correct me if I'm saying anything that's wrong. You're a Trump supporter, correct? Uh-oh.
I voted for him in 2020, but I didn't like him at first. In 2016, I made koozie shirts talking about F Donald Trump. I was offended. I was like, man, did he call us rapists?
Yes.
I was like, hell no. But then,
Go ahead. No, continue. Go ahead. No. My thing. Oh, we got the echo going on. That's what it is. Okay.
I'll silence this, man. I done turned the volume all the way down already.
So he's a Mexican. Just to recap, Chingo Bling is a Mexican that supports Trump. All right, let's go. This is going to be interesting.
He was explaining the whole situation, and we have the same problem with RG. We got to lower the volume the whole night.
On the phone,
okay.
Yeah, lower your phone. Yep.
On the phone.
How do you mute this thing? Yeah. I apologize. Y'all keep going.
No. You're good. So go ahead and explain the journey. You said you were right. You were doing shirts and stuff like that and everything like that. So keep going with that.
We got to go back to the Hitachi talk.
Go ahead.
The Hitachi 5000.
Hey, I'm still tripping off of black garlic. Man, I wanted to like some man, I wanted to put on some Erykah Badu when I seen Shayna. She out there normalizing herpes.
Yeah.
It's a movement.
I'm amazed, but just to answer your question, man. I've always been kind of like vocal about politics and stuff. Like I was Mr. They Can't Deport Us All. I was one of them people that's like, man, ain't no human illegal, man. Abolish ICE. They racist. They over here rounding us up. They picking on us. They calling us rapists and saying we out here dealing dope, but we ain't all dealing dope. We ain't all got a plug like that.
We ain't all got a plug like that.
But man, look here. Man, look here, bro. You know how earlier Shayna said, well, when COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say it like that no more. I'll say when the CCP unleashed that bioengineered out of a weapons lab over there in Wuhan, when they used our taxpayer dollars to do this science, talking about gain of function research, they were in there making a Frankenstein virus. That's why it's so weird when people catch it. One day you got diarrhea, next day your head hurt. You don't know what the hell. You know what I mean? They not even giving you, bro. The whole thing had me pissed off. So I started like doing more research. Like, let me hear what this crazy ass racist orange man talking about.
Okay.
And I start going, listening to podcasts and stuff, and they start breaking down like, bro, you know how they said that supposedly he said this or supposedly he said that. And it was a podcast guy named Scott Adams, and he started breaking it down like, bro, he never said drink bleach. I'm like, yeah, he did. I've seen it with my own eyes. He's like, go back and listen, pull up the transcript, watch the unedited version, because the news will frame you. How crazy they make Kanye look. They framing Joe Rogan right now talking about he's spreading medical misinformation and this and that. Somebody might hop on here and say, man, the Hitachis ain't all that. Shayna on here lying. So, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, brother, I just look at shit different. I'm 42. I got 3 daughters. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a gentrified hood. It's nice. But we got a couple little trap houses and stuff left. You got a yoga studio, coffee shop, and then you see what you know what I mean, the little, you can go get you something. And right now crime is going up. They just shot 3 cops down the street from around the corner.
Wow.
Cops getting ambushed, and I have a hip hop background, so I've never wanted to be the one that's like,
yeah, you know, we back the police. I'm 42. And this crime, hey man, look here, this crime getting out of line. The grocery shelves looking goofy. The government one day, they like, mask work. Okay, they don't work. Quarantine 10 days. Okay, 5 days. You know, and it's like, okay, somebody lying. And I'm just tired of these politicians. And once I started looking into people like Trump, because let me say this, half the Republicans full of crap. All Mitch McConnell, Mike Pence, a lot of these people that sold us out to China. They done, a lot of Republicans want the border open, and that affects wages for minority communities. That brings in more fentanyl, more people dying off fentanyl than corona. I know it's early for all this.
No, keep going. No, it's not early. It's not. I've been to rehab 3 times. I know the fentanyl situation. Like real talk.
Why do you think I had the shades on? I'm like, Mike Shawn got me up.
Exactly. But don't. I need you to go. Go get it. Go say what you got to say, because this is why I admire you, because you have never, when people threatened you and they were like, you're gonna ruin your career. You're gonna ruin your career by speaking your truth. You never stop. And I didn't even agree with some of the stuff you were saying, but I don't know if you checked the comments. I actually said, keep going. If this is your truth, keep saying it. I want you to go say what you got to say. Like, say what this is not a debate. We're not trying to debate shit. We're trying to get more information. We're trying to get more information.
Yeah, I'm just on the side of truth and on what I feel like makes the most sense, you know, for the country and my people. And like for the longest, I was always like, you know, my whole identity is always like, man, we Mexican American. My parents are from Mexico, and they use that. They manipulate Latinos. Like they turn us into one issue voters. They make us like, man, what's up with DACA? And who gonna give my uncle a green card? And who gonna open the border? And then all of a sudden you realize you go back to Mexico, and Mexico don't give a hell about me. You know, the Mexican government ain't worried about me. Mexican government ain't worried about their own people. So at one point I'm like, wait, we got to be America first. Like, hey, the jobs are looking iffy. So, you know, I got a lot of pushback because people translated Chingo being America first, meaning bring back the jobs over here. We too worried about, you know, doing deals with these other countries, and we sending money every damn where. Like, oh, these people send some money to Iran. We just sending money. We just sending money all over the place. Y'all, our money, tax dollars. And you know, I lost like thousands and thousands of followers, and I ain't flinch. I ain't apologize. I ain't fold. I ain't switch up. And now that Joseph Raheem Breezy, you know, Byron. Yeah. You know, that's what we call him. Joseph Raheem Breezy, aka Byron, they running us off a cliff like some crash dummies. And now people coming back like, man, we down bad. Bring Trump back.
But you know what, Jingo? I've always said this. I wish there were I wish we wouldn't fall into parties like Republican parties or Democratic parties. I wish we were able to get ourselves into what policies are in favor of us, like a policy party. Like we don't give a fuck about Democrats or Republicans, because I always say this about, I voted Democrat and I'm not a Trump fan, but my thing was Democrats always do, they do this secret little thing. Just because we have one thing in common, we both think Donald Trump's an asshole, does not mean you get my vote.
Yeah.
You don't get my vote because I think he's an asshole in real life. And the trigger is, I wish we could just literally focus on policies. I don't get, if Trump does something that benefits me, I should be able to support him. If Biden does something that benefits me, I should be able to support him and not have the label of what party I'm with stop me from voting. And that's the thing that I'm starting to realize, that I think people need to realize, that they play us like, what's your favorite football team?
Texans.
They play us like, I'm a Giant fan, you're a Texan fan. And you're like, you're a Texan fan. No matter what the Texans do, you still got to root for them. And no matter what the Giants do, I still got to root for them.
Yeah. No, but see, I'm not like that, man. I try to beware of tribalism. I only voted Republican one time. I'm a lifelong Democrat, but
wow, I would have never known that. Wow,
no,
wow.
I mean, I voted for Obama. I'm a lifelong Democrat. First time only the first time Trump ran, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy working. The economy was strong. I'm touring the country. Everybody got money in their pocket. People buying up hoodies. What you got, player? Man, give me all the, people like to flex and stuff. And I was too busy working to pay attention to politics. And somebody left a comment. They said bring Trump back. No, it don't got to be him. It could be DeSantis. It could even be a Democrat. As long as they're a populist, meaning power back to the people. They little by little, they undoing the Constitution. They taking away freedoms, and they just playing around with us, and they dividing us. And the media is a big problem, because the media, man, they'll just play both sides. They'll be like, we need to go to Ukraine because we need to send soldiers over there because Russia is the boogeyman, and they got to respect their border. You can't have all them Russians running up in Ukraine, and we just sit back like, yeah, it sounds good to me. Yeah, that CNN sound like they making sense. Yeah. But we don't ever hear the other side of the argument, which is we ain't got no business over there. And they got us so like controlled and manipulated that you're scared to look over there or hear what the other side, because they'll call you a sellout. See, here's the thing. Like with me, they can't play that, oh, you racist stuff. That stuff don't work on me. Like you're gonna have to try harder to let's talk economics, let's talk local politics. Like right now, man, a lot of the crime is these little 16, 17, 18-year-old knuckleheads ain't got no real big homies. They done locked up all the real big homies. So you got these people running around acting a fool for some clout. And, it's like we just misled. So somebody got to keep it real and say, hey, that ain't the way. Somebody got to be a real big homie and say, look, I'm going to catch some arrows. But we got to start opening our mind and say, what do we have to lose to you know what I mean? I put it to you like this. Yeah. Like the Democrats really let me down because, I mean, I wasn't even no Bernie supporter like that because he's too socialist for me. But he had a lot of support. They passed him up. There's a lady named Tulsi Gabbard. She's good. I like her. She's Democrat. They like, nah, she sound too Republican for us or whatever. So then they brought out this little old man about the basement, Sleepy. They brought that OG Sleepy Joe, rode him about the basement. He had the campaign. And then in the debate, he's saying one thing. And then the media hid so much stuff. His son was running around while he was the vice president. His son and Joe Biden's brother, Jim Biden, they were running around to Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, China, doing all these big deals, getting $3 million here, $3 billion there, chopping up the bag. And these were all like countries that hate us. Like China's our strategic foe. They did all these business deals with them. So now we owe them, Biden owes them favors. And can't nobody talk down on China. LeBron ain't gonna say nothing about China. LeBron could diss America all he want. He ain't finna say shit. Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much corruption. So many people are selling out.
And what you're saying, like, I understand what you're saying. The Bernie Sanders thing always amazes me when people call him a socialist. Like, that makes me giggle. Because it's almost like we're trained in America that if somebody says you should get universal health care for free, like we all should get it for free. They go like, well, then you can't get the best doctors. No. Yes, we can. Well, then you can't go to specialists. You can't choose no, you can. You can't. Like, we've literally been trained like abused kids that we don't deserve to have all the health care that we want for free. And politicians on both parties. But when people like Bernie's a socialist. No, Bernie was just like, dog, you deserve this. You deserve to have a minimum wage at a certain level. And it was like, no, but that's socialism. No, it's not. That's not socialism. It's common sense that the taxes that are going to get paid when you get that minimum, when the minimum wage goes up, let's say it goes up to $25 an hour, people will be appalled. People will be so mad, like, how can you pay somebody $25 an hour? You do know taxes still come out that $25 an hour, right? So that person making that money, they're still going to pay taxes. And it just amazes me that we get so confused. We're like, we deserve this. We have stopped dictating to the government what we want. And we have allowed the government to tell us what we should have. And go ahead.
Yeah, I think the concern with like universal healthcare, there's a few concerns. Is like you said, what's going to be the quality? Because Cuba got free healthcare, and Cuba, they got good doctors and all that.
And Switzerland, don't forget.
But you don't want to be laid up there bleeding because you don't walk past the wrong Philly bullet garden, and now you waiting on somebody to come. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for somebody to come help you, and it's like waiting room is full. We got to take care of everybody. But you know what? I'm not an expert on socialized medicine and stuff like that. But I mean, the main point I was trying to make is just beware of the media. The media be lying. They'll leave stuff out.
I agree with you with that.
So Trump run again. Do you want to vote for him, Chingo? That's where we're going. So if Trump runs,
if it depends who he's up against. So let's say, well, he was messing up too because he was pushing the jab too damn much. He was so proud, like it saved many people. If it wasn't for me, I did Operation Warp Speed. They told me it would never get approved, and I got it done in record time. And get you, and boy, a lot of people are like, hey, bro. You ain't talking about forcing people, right? You're not talking about jab or job. You're not trying to do a mandate. Whatever happened to my body, my choice. So they booed his ass. Them Trump supporters, they call him a cult, but they booed the shit out of Trump. Excuse my language. And Trump had to backstep. He had to backstep it. He's like, oh, no. It's very good, but, you shouldn't be forced. And leave the kids alone. The kids have good immune systems. There's no reason to be jabbing the kids. And then everybody's like, all right, okay, because if not, we'll put DeSantis in there or whoever is America first, a populist, economic nationalism, meaning we can't be concerned with what everybody else is doing. We got to get power back to the people, smaller government. Look at California. California, they love the government all up in their mix, like in terms of they regulate everything. The unions at the port when you unload the shipping containers. You can't do this. Get rid of the straws. Like they all up in your grill all damn day. And the government got so big that now why you got so many homeless and you got to step over doo-doo and stuff in San Francisco and the rent $3,000 for a 1-bedroom. Like, whoa, what happened?
Are you anti-mask, anti-vaccine?
I think the science has now shown. Even CNN said masks don't work. They the little cotton ones because it's airborne. Like in the beginning, they told us spray down the Pringles can. You know what I mean? When you come back from the grocery. In the beginning, if I got in the elevator, I'm touching it with my foot. I walk past somebody on the sidewalk because I didn't know how it worked. I'm outside with a mask. I had 3 masks, 4, 5 masks, and I'm holding my breath walking past people. And then little by little, you start to understand. Wait a minute. China had a head start. They had it months in advance. They never gave us the genome sequence or the genetics of the virus so that our vaccine could have worked better. It wouldn't be so leaky, as they say. Meaning, that's why you got to stay getting boosters because it run out. That the immunity don't, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So with that being said, I'm against the theater of still trying to have these little kids masked up. Little kids in school can't breathe and stuff. That's my opinion.
Chingo, before we go on to the next questions, and thank you once again for actually coming on the show. Like, I really appreciate you for coming on. You're going to be at the Improv in Arlington. You're going to be at the Arlington Improv?
Yeah, both. Arlington Improv is May 12th through the 15th, and then Addison Improv. Man, my handwriting's so bad. It's November 6th through the 8th.
So everybody out here in the DFW, Addison and Arlington are going to sell out. What you need to do is understand, get on their websites, Addison and Arlington, and get them tickets early. When he comes down here, it's a true fact. I'm not making this up. I've seen it for myself. It's going to sell out. So get them tickets early so you can see this man perform. I've seen him perform. Amazing show, hilarious show, super creative. If you ever go on his IG page, super creative with the bits and skits that he does, like something so different and hilarious. So I want to put that out there. Go ahead, Chingo.
No, like seriously, I need y'all to come because 2020, we still trying to bounce back from 2020. I wanted a farm. I had all these plans.
I wanted a farm from Herpes.
Back to the farm.
I was like, bro, we need to have this black garlic. I wanted to put out some brown garlic. You know what I'm saying? Like Shayna said, the chicken nugget got about 100 different chickens in one nugget. So I need y'all to come back because 2020 wiped me out. I thought, man, look here, 2020 remind you like, okay, yeah, you think you paid, But we finna show you what it's like when you gotta live off your savings and all this other stuff for a year.
Yeah,
Or
I'm doing that right now.
They said, man, these politicians piss me off, man. There's a lady out here, she about to rerun for election. Her name is Lena Hidalgo. She's the Harris County judge. And the only power she got is emergency powers. And she just wake up one day, be like, we had one case of Omicron. Put y'all on red. Harris County is now red. Change your color from orange to red. And we like, what the hell that mean? It's like, I just want to change the color. And you know what I'm saying? Like, these politicians fed up.
What's your podcast? Your crazy podcast that I always see the clips, and where can you get your podcast, and what's the name of it?
My podcast is everywhere, man. We got distribution, and we're all over the place, man. YouTube, Spotify. I have a political show called Red Pill Tamales.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
So that's my political one. I have a non-political one called Chingo Chats, where we just talk about everything else, so people don't think I'm crazy. Like, this dude is obsessed. This dude's obsessed with politics, and he a Trump tard, he a QAnon, he cuckoo sellout, he want to be white, all this other stuff that they try to call you when, first of all, who gave the Democratic Party a monopoly on the minority vote? I was watching the Jeezy versus Gucci Man battle, the verses.
Uh-huh.
And man, the DJ getting ready to Atlanta, are y'all ready? Yeah, we got you. Oh shit, they getting ready, boy. Jeezy, I'm like, oh, and then like first we got to hear from Stacey Abrams via FaceTime. Hey, Miss Abrams. Hey, y'all. Don't forget to vote. I'm running, and I'm like, are y'all gonna let another candidate go, or who paid who? Like, how did this happen? That right before the verses, we got a politician. Like, who gave the Democrats a monopoly on the Latino vote? Like, the minute you try to walk off that plantation, call him a sellout. Call him racist. Call him, think of something. Quick. Tell him he don't like Mexicans. And it's like, huh?
Jingo, I want to have so much fun with you. I literally just want to talk a bunch of shit with you. But, all right. But the politics is always the thing that triggers everything. So, after this, okay, number one, are you vaccinated? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay. And have you caught COVID? Have you been fine? God bless? Because
you know what, man? I was real sick in 2020, and I could have swore that was the Wuhan flu. I could have swore that's what they unleashed. I could have swore that's what came out that lab. At first, they told us it was soup. Remember that? It's bat soup.
They told us a lot.
Hey, Fauci knew his emails gonna leak. Some people don't care, and they like, man, look, I got bills to pay. I got to get these kids ready for school. But my motherfucking ass, I'm still hot over 2020. Comedy clubs is closed. You couldn't see nobody smile, nobody's face. It was like psychological manipulation. Anyway, I am not vaccinated.
So you're not vaccinated. And listen, I'm gonna be real. I voted Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I don't fuck with Donald Trump. But the only reason I took the vaccination is because somebody told me to. Because CNN told me to. That's the only reason. I ain't do no research, Chingo. I didn't do no fucking research. I just said, oh shit, my parents can get sick, my kids can get sick. Oh, I followed. Like 10 years from now, if I'm in the shower and my left ball falls out, I'm gonna go like, I was wrong. They were right. My bad. They were right. I missed the left ball. The other thing I'll say about vaccination and the common sense with COVID, especially California, and California probably are the biggest hypocrites. How are you so obsessed with COVID and you cancel the Golden Globe Awards, but the Los Angeles Rams have 90,000 people with no mask in a football stadium in the NFC Championship? I don't get it. I don't get how the contradiction goes on where you want me to take it serious, but y'all, not only did you do it, but the Super Bowl's not going to get canceled. It's going to be right there in California. And there's going to be another 90,000 people with no mask on. And don't tell me you're checking vaccination cards, because I'm not. Come on. Really? That's what we're doing.
Hey, man. Hey, segregation is back. Jim Crow Joe and his mandates, segregation is back, bro. Like, I am a second-class citizen right now because there's certain cities like Boston, DC, Chicago. I can't tour in New York City. I can't really hang out in LA proper. I could do all around, but LA itself, they're gonna be checking my papers every goddamn where. Like, we East Berlin. Our nation's capital of DC, That's supposed to be the capital of my country. I am a citizen, but guess what? I can't drink from the vaccinated water fountain. I gotta pick up my food around back. And Jim Crow Joe brought segregation back. He was against integration in the 60s. This man been in politics for 50 years, and I am not impressed.
Now, the only problem, and I don't have a problem with that. Everything you're saying is right. Like Joe Biden has done this shit. The only thing I giggle about is I can't debate that Donald Trump is a racist, and he doesn't really fuck with women. Like, he puts women in a situation where Donald Trump is a horrible person in real life.
He doesn't fuck with women?
No, he fucks with women, but he doesn't actually let them have rights. Like, Donald Trump is like, I'm like,
Chingo.
Chingo.
I see it coming.
Or is it his concept of thinking that they don't have rights?
Now, once again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't vote for him just because he's a fucked up person.
You sure?
I don't fuck with Donald Trump simply because I know his elitist attitude. Now, they all have the same elitist attitude. But Donald Trump has a very elitist attitude where he's like, I can do whatever I want.
If you say he's an effed up person, why even put him in office? But go ahead. Go ahead, Chingo.
So a lot of people who go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go, Mo. Jay Black got his popcorn. He said, "Oh yeah."
No, go ahead.
Because I so disagree with so much, but I'm just letting it ride.
Go.
No, go ahead, Mo.
No, a lot of people who go to the polls, they are educated politically by Facebook, Instagram, sound bites, and things like that. So when they're making a choice, they're not making a technically an educated choice when it comes to voting for Trump or voting for somebody else. They look at it and they say, "Let me vote for the lesser of the evil," or let me vote for somebody who it sounds good or resonated with something or an experience I need in my life. So I'm going to vote for that person.
But and
they don't look at policy. They don't look at what their platform is. They don't look at like how it could change globally, everybody. But they look at what self-serving purpose, it provides them.
But this is my problem with Trump. If Trump had it his way and he could change the Constitution, he would literally stay president forever. Like, he literally, let's be clear. Trump.
Why did he leave then? Why did he leave?
Wait a second. They rushed the Capitol. He tried, he didn't leave on his own accord. Man, he didn't leave on his own accord.
Yeah, Mike, I apologize. I want to disabuse you of what the media did to you. And we're going to get to that right now. But Mo, you're absolutely right. I agree 1,000% with what Mo said. Mo, we on the same page.
Take Mo Square off the screen. Take her square off the fucking screen.
You see how oppressive the female. Sorry about that. You see how oppressive the woman, the ovaries are on this show.
Because once I grab them by the vagina, it's over. God,
we oppressed people.
Hey man,
all of a sudden you might not mind getting grabbed by the pussy by Donald Trump, when you come on this show, because you get oppressed here.
He said they let you grab him by the pee.
That was a trigger word for me. Did you see that? That was a trigger.
He said he ain't say I just do it, I run up on him. He said, "Oh, they let you." Plus, it was on a hot mic. So yeah, he tried to dismiss it as locker room talk. But real quick, I just want to say
the Capitol. Go to the Capitol. To the Capitol being bum rush.
All right, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. All right. So what the media showed us of January 6th, right? Mm-hmm. The media made it seem like Trump keeps saying that the reason they still count votes is because they're trying to cheat him, and all his crazy followers are KKK, Nazi, racist, little Hitlers. And they want to overthrow the government. They're rioting to the point where they're rushing in with zip ties, and they want to kidnap. They talking about guillotining people. They said off with his head, and they're crazy, and they want to take over the government because they want him to stay in because they're in a cult. And this is an insurrection. It's violent and it's seditious. That's what they told us. The fact of the matter is, all the truth is going to come out now. There's a gentleman named Ray Epps. He is one of the many federal agents who were working that day. Every time they have a Senate hearing or whatever, and they ask the people from the FBI, they're like, "Hey, how many agents were working that day. We need to know what y'all knew, when, because that's y'all's job. Go. And they're like, we can't answer that. Okay, how many people did you have in those militias working on this operation? They're like, we can't answer that. Okay, you can take that how you want. But this gentleman, Ray Epps, is all over footage. We need to go in the Capitol tomorrow. And a lot of people are like, no, we don't. What are you talking about? We need to go in there. They're like, hey, man, this guy's a Fed. There are literally compilation videos of this man running around. They're removing barricades. They're doing stuff. They whisper in each other's ear. There's a dude on top of that platform. And then you see the DC police. First of all, Trump requested 10,000 National Guard because he knew it was going to be like 1 million people out there. Why did Nancy Pelosi say, nah, cuz, we ain't doing that? Why was the DC police backing up, letting people through? So basically, the point is, yes, there were a lot of Trump supporters out there. Most of them were way over there listening to him speak when he was saying stuff like, we need to fight for our country. And I know a lot of y'all going to walk down there peacefully. So now, do you know that some of these people that they arrested, and they still looking for more, these people they arrested, they put them under the jail. They're in a special jail, like Guantanamo Bay style. They treating them like real deal terrorists. The congressman can't go visit on them. They barely get a phone call. The lawyers ain't really got access. A lot of them are being held. And I'm going to just say this because I know Jay Black finna get his popcorn.
No, go for it. You good. You keep
So I'm
going.
going to just say this because it's a lot to take in, man. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot. And some of it might sound crazy.
Hey, Jingo, real quick. Because
Sound like
everything you're saying, I get it. I get it. Everybody has their angles. If that had been nothing but Mexicans running up in the Capitol, what do you think would have happened?
Well, the only person died that day was an unarmed female, a Trump supporter. She's the only.
There was also before you deflect on that, what do you think would have happened if that was Mexicans and they would have just ran up in there and said,
American
just Mexicans? American. Yes, Mexicans are American citizens. Like, let's be clear. Mexicans are American citizens. Black people are American citizens. So yes, I don't need the clarification on that. No, I'm saying if that was just Mexicans who had run up on there for a reason that they had, what do you think would have happened?
You talking about Mexican Americans, right?
Yes, Mexican Americans.
Okay. Well, it's not the first time people done ran up in the Capitol.
I just need the answer to the question.
Probably the same thing. Were they unarmed? They're gonna be unarmed, right?
Chingo.
You're a Republican, Chingo.
Chingo.
You are deflecting, Chingo. Admit it.
And I said Mexicans because we already know the answer. If that was black people who did that, there would have been a mass murder on those steps.
Well, for one, I really don't like answering hypothetical questions, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't like answering hypotheticals, but mainly if you have all the same variables, exactly the same, like you got some feds mixed in, they're unarmed. How many Antifa was mixed in?
Chingo, they rushed the Capitol.
And because they thought they were stopping a crime.
Dog. And if black people thought they were stopping a crime and civil rights, Malcolm X, they brought the militia out. They brought for one dude walking up the Capitol. One dude.
Yeah, when was that? In the 60s, right?
Yeah. And what has changed?
I think we've come a long way, man. We got to start giving credit to the fact that this is the #1 country in the world. First of all, Mike, this whole show that you're doing wouldn't be possible in a lot of countries. Like freedom of speech, we need to hang on to that as much as we can.
And you're absolutely right. But the only reason it's possible because people had to die in this country for it to be possible. And people still have to die now in order for people to get equal rights in this country, which is insane that in 2022.
Who don't have equal rights?
Who don't have equal rights?
Can you tell me?
I'm going to tell you that the school system is based on property taxes in this country, which is ridiculous. That is not funded by the government. I'm going to tell you that the kids that are sitting there in inner cities right now that I used to live in do not get the same education that my kids get right now in the school system that they're in right now. It's been systematically like that forever.
You're talking about public schools, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about public schools. Yes.
You know what I call them? I call them government indoctrination camps where they go to get brainwashed.
But the unfortunate part is I got in my tax bracket, my kids get the good brainwash.
Yeah.
They get the good
Yeah.
brainwash.
Yeah,
Your kids get the good brainwash too.
Yeah. My 13-year-old, I made sure that she's in private school. She ain't got to do the mask. They don't have like mandates. They get to still socialize and breathe fresh air. They teach. She goes to like a Christian private school, so they learning Bible verses. They not asking them, well, what gender do you want to be? You sure you don't want like a boy nickname? And we won't tell your parents. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have trans bathrooms and trans locker rooms, and we're going to have a trans boy swimming on the girls' team, whooping all the girls. Like all this backwards, we done lost our mind with some of this stuff.
And I'm not even going to put resistance because I know I have a problem with that. And I don't know if I'm right. I'm 50. So I don't know if my mind isn't open enough. All I'm going back is to rushing the Capitol.
Yeah. So look,
like you cannot decide because you're mad.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Okay. I believe rioting is wrong. I believe political violence is wrong. You're not supposed you're able to walk in the Capitol when it's allowed. You know what I'm saying? You don't run up in there. Hold on, Mike. Just hold on. No.
I'm good.
Yeah, hold 1 second.
Go ahead,
so
rock out.
If they committed a crime, they need to be charged and have due process. In this country, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Let them have a court date, charge them, and then they need to serve their time. But you're not gonna hold people in a pre-trial setting. You ain't charged them yet. You just holding them as like a political prisoner. They being held like that because they white boy Trump supporters. Who got bailed out in 2020? Kamala raised money. It was Antifa and BLM and leftist Marxists tearing down black neighborhoods, black-owned minority business. You have support small black-owned businesses are going across the street. I am so pro-black that I'm against some of this stuff that was going on in the summer of 2020. And I understand we gotta sometimes march peacefully and do stuff like that, but they were getting bailed out. So check this out. The people that was tearing stuff up, some of them were minorities, looting and stuff. They got bailed out by Kamala and some of her colleagues. They raised GoFundMe money and they were bailing people out. So, sure, they weren't rushing in the Capitol, but it seemed to me like you got a little bit of privilege if you got some, you know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of brown privilege.
Well, you said they were held. You said the people were held in what? They were held where?
So right now they have a special jail. It's in the Capitol. It's a DC area jail. A lot of congressmen try to go and check. Well, not a lot. A lot of them don't care because they sell out. A handful, a couple Congress people say, hey, I represent the state of Georgia. I want to see how some of my people are being held. They still have some rights. They're still U.S. citizens. You can't treat them like ISIS and jihad.
So that's because we are their constituents. And so when you're in government like that, whether you're on a local level or whatever, they're still considered your constituents. And that's one of their privileges or rights to be able to go in and say, and they're invoking that privilege and that right to go in and say, I want to see how my people doing, or I want to see how you're treating my people.
Yeah, and they weren't really giving them access.
But my thing is like the things that they did in the secret cell that you said, the secret cell under the White House, and you want to know who doesn't have equal rights. Blacks and Hispanics, they're doing that in open public cells.
Well, I mean, our judicial system needs a whole lot of work, man. Like Kamala Harris had people on death row, and she hid evidence that would have freed them, but she wanted to keep them for the cheap labor, so that Victoria's Secret and all these big companies and whatever, all the stuff they were making in there.
Are you talking about when she was a prosecutor, or are you saying
yeah, way back in the day, yeah.
Okay. And this goes back to my original point. I wish there were no Democrats and Republicans, because everything we're saying, they're all wrong. They all have their piece on what they're wrong about.
Well, like I said from the jump, the traditional Republican Party is full of crap. The GOP, we call them rhinos. That's Republican in name only. They are not America first. They do not care about us. They selling us out for corporate interests. They done ship. Detroit used to be a big, beautiful American city, like the shining star of Michigan, where like all the cars you see Fords, Lincolns, Mercurys, Chryslers, Chevrolets, all that was made here in America. They done shipped them jobs off, bro. America don't make nothing. China sees us as the consumer country. Their influence is all over here. TikTok is a Chinese app. They manipulate the algorithm to have us doing a bunch of stuff to be viral. And over there in China, they promoting engineering and tech, whatever the kids are doing. That's before it cuts off at 10 p.m. The kids can't be on it. Over there, China don't play. They don't want no emasculate men on TV. They don't want celebrities being too influential. They change the endings to American movies because they got American Hollywood by the nuts. The ending to Fight Club, they switched it.
But is that but right there, is that what you want? Is it you want a country to change the ending to your movie, Chingo?
No, I said
Look, I'm just saying because you're saying it as it's like a good thing.
No,
like,
I'm not.
Well, okay, so I want to make sure that you're not taking.
Yeah, thank you.
That you're not taking it.
The point is, we're at war. That's my point. We are under attack, and I know it might sound crazy, but it's economic war, information war, cyber war. It's like culture war. They got us divided. Over here in America, they keep having us focus on race. Everything is racist. Nigerians ain't struggling. A lot of these Central Americans coming over here taking advantage of our tax dollars. India sending all the engineers over here. They working at Google, Apple. Meanwhile, Apple gets a request from the Chinese government. They say, get rid of the Bible app. Take the Quran app off. We don't want no Muslim or Christian apps on the Apple store in China. And what does Apple do? Okay, we want those billion customers. So right now, there is genocide happening. There is slavery happening. They taking organs out of people in China. They snatching people up, putting them in the camps. It's a group of people called the Uyghurs. They're Muslim. They're from a different part of China, and they got them in them camps. So when we got these Olympics happening right now in Beijing, all these American NBC, ESPN, Coca-Cola, they're over there sponsoring the genocide games. And we over here looking goofy, not knowing that, every time we buy some shit made in China, we helping this communist country.
I've said that on my sports podcast. I've said what you just said. I've said the same thing. But I just want to say losing jobs and like GM losing and things getting moved out. That's going to happen with Republicans or Democrats.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So I totally agree with you on the nonsense. Chingo,
what's the last thing I just want to know? Is there a TV news source that you support that you encourage people to watch?
Let me say this. Fox News is full of shit. They're owned by Australians, the Murdoch family. Every time they talking about election discrepancies, they don't ever want to cover it. Trump just had a big rally in north side of Houston, 85,000 people. Fox News went there. They got their own little agenda. They playing both sides. So Fox News full of shit. CNN, they pushed too many hoaxes for me. To me, they lost a lot of credibility because they'll be like Russia collusion. They just be wrong so damn much. And everything they do is about race. And the future of democracy depends on it. And it's like, what are you talking about? Why you keep saying that?
You know what? What's weird about that is that with the collusion thing with Russia, is that I do believe it happened, but I also believe it was once again Republicans and Democrats' fault for letting it happen, because Obama himself said he had information before the election started, but he never wanted to say anything about it because Donald Trump had already started saying the election was going to be fixed. It was going to be rigged. So he didn't want to say anything because he thought that would coincide with Trump's narrative. And that's my point. Y'all both fucked up. So we're never going to know the truth because unless
the truth done came out. The whole Russia collusion thing, it turns out that it was Hillary. Hillary paid for this thing called the Steele dossier, and they were using like a Russian agent. Basically Hillary and her cronies were working with Russians to come up with this little story about it's a P tape and Trump. They got Putin controls Trump. The only person that checked Putin was Trump. He said, y'all can't have that pipeline over there, that oil pipeline going into Germany like that. Nah, like why are we? Basically, this is what Trump did. Trump came in, when he came down the escalator, he pissed me off because I thought he called us rapists, right? He came down the escalator. He's like, we need to clean everything up. Like, we don't know who's coming through the border. He's like, we got all the America's getting screwed. These politicians are the swamp. We need to drain the swamp. It needs to be America first. And so now there was Russia collusion. Have you ever heard of Hunter Biden's laptop?
Yes.
Okay. There's a book out there called The Laptop from Hell. It's a sad, it make you feel bad for Hunter because he was on prostitutes and coke. He was spending all kind of money. But here's the bad thing. The Russia collusion I'm worried about is this laptop came out. The information came out. But Twitter silenced the New York Post, which is our fourth largest publication. They're one of the oldest newspapers. They did a story about the laptop. It has emails, text messages, photos, and basically it showed all the text messages of all the deals, all the emails of them going to Ukraine, getting a bag from a company called Burisma. They were giving them, the Biden crime family, millions of dollars. China dealing with high upper military. Basically, they were playing us. China was like, they like spending their money buying off professors, scientists, actors, athletes, getting all that influence. So the laptop from hell, that's something that the American people, like Mo said, the American people did not have the opportunity to do their due diligence and see who's the lesser of two evils, who's more full of shit, who's going to send us to war, who's going to make taxes go up. You know what I'm saying?
But let me rewind to the beginning. You said Hillary. So there was collusion. Yes. My point is, if we go down Donald Trump's history, we will find also, we'll find some suspect collusional things. And what I'm trying to tell people is they're both at fault. If we really had the truth on everything, we'd find out that both parties could be charged with collusion with Russia. Well, that's all. And my confusion is number one, there is no news media outlet that we can go to anymore that's not biased on either side. And we're trapped in this matrix now that where do we go for the truth?
Yeah.
Because we don't have anywhere to go to the truth. Yeah, exactly. Because whatever truth we go to is controlled by somebody.
Because you're right. Because it's information war. We're under attack. When COVID just hit, China had a head start. They already knew ventilators were gonna kill people. But you had all these governors saying, we need 50,000 ventilators for New York. We need 35,000 ventilators. Trump need to get me them ventilators. You know what I'm saying? And then he delivered.
If you really pay attention and look at some of these Netflix films that everybody's so caught up in, you can go back to 2017 and literally it looks like 2020. I mean, from beginning of the story to the end, when it comes to the mask, how the virus spreads, everything.
And this is why comedians like me and Chingo Bling are important, because at a certain point we all gonna die, so you gotta fucking laugh. Listen, we all gonna die, so we got
to the jokes.
We gotta get back to the jokes.
Funny.
Chingo, I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you're doing, and I will say it one more time. I repeat this: you have never been scared to speak your truth. And what the fuck are we alive for? Unless we're gonna speak what we really feel is the truth. And I think that's dope that you stood up against people telling you to shut up and what are you doing? And I think people have put you, I've learned some things today about you and your viewpoints that I didn't know. So you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good revelation. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, at the end of the day, bro, we're all American. We all want the same stuff. We just want our kids to have a good education. We just want safe communities. We just want food on the grocery shelves. We want the dollar to be worth something. You know what I'm saying? We just want a little bit of peace of mind, like no new wars, strong economy, like mind our own business. And instead, you know, we got sellouts on both sides selling us out. And like I said, man, I feel like we're under attack. They got us divided. And but you're absolutely right, man. It's all about the humor and remembering that, hey, we got to make it cool again to be proud to be American. They got us hating our own country. So anyway, I'll see you guys at the Improv, man. So real soon, Mike, Shawn, I'm gonna hit you guys up. Y'all be safe. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Chingo Bling, ladies and gentlemen. Chingo Bling.
Boom.
I like his setup. I gotta get one of them damn signs, the neon sign, and
no, his shit look dope. It's
pretty dope.
I'll smoke out with him anytime, but not ever follow his policies. Action is in the building. But honestly, I love the fact that we have
healthy dialogue.
And I think we're starting to realize that we're not as far apart as we think we are. I just think there's a middleman and woman. They're middlemen and women who are trying to keep us like really far apart so we don't have conversations. It's almost like, you know, when you're in a relationship and you try and keep somebody, like you're in a relationship with a woman and her girlfriend is telling her the truth, but your job is to keep the truth away from her, right?
You know, she just jealous of us, girl.
Yeah.
She ain't got no man. She ain't had no dick in a long time. Like,
yeah, she's just a nasty, lonely bitch. The last thing that person wants is to have all three people at a table and y'all get to talking. That's the last thing they want.
Isn't a lot of times the game in politics is to create such a ruse that by the time you get to the end and voting, everybody's confused. And some people go in that booth and close their eyes and just say, Lord, let me just pick one and just quote and just press a button.
Yep.
And a lot of people, you'd be surprised, like when I do voter registration and things like that and try to educate people on the basics of voting, a lot of times people don't know that just because you voted for a Democratic Party or Republican Party last time does not mean that that's who you are for life. You do know that there's a certain period of time where you can go and change your status so you can vote for who you want.
Let me tell you the dumbest thing I've done, and I think other people have done, but I'm gonna claim my stupidity. No, we are far apart, Mike. When you have people believe people didn't break into the Capitol. No, I get, and I'm totally far. Hey, Squeezer, I'm totally far apart on that. I'm totally far on that. So I'm not gonna go. But I think we aren't as far as we think on certain things. Like I honestly,
anytime you say Trump and support and vote for Trump, I immediately tune you out. I'm being honest.
But see, that's the problem. When you tune somebody out, he can be the worst person ever, but he might have policies that literally can help you. Like.
But if you're bad in any other area, I don't want you having power. If you're a horrible person, like you acknowledge,
we've never had a president
having power.
There's no such thing as a president that doesn't have bad sides to them. There's no such thing.
Well, that outwardly show, openly display it. If Obama has some issues, he didn't openly put it out there like, yo, I'm not rocking with this race. I'm not rocking with this. And then you're going to give that person more power when they openly saying they got issues.
Exactly.
So why do y'all want so what y'all want is the person to be a good fraud?
No, I want someone that is not openly racist, because if it came down to which race would be destroyed, if there was an issue, who he going after. Like, I want someone that I can trust my future in. And even though Trump he did have some qualities that he did for Black people, I found out later.
He's a
but the fact that he's so vile. Like, how can your country is going to follow the leader. If the leader is vile, then the country is going to be vile. That's how I feel.
Bill Clinton was vile.
What was his name? Chico?
Easy.
Jingo Bling. Bill Clinton.
I was for him in the beginning, but by the end, I was like, what the fuck?
But he has a bunch of supporters.
But Bill Clinton was vile.
Facts.
He was and I'm not even talking about
we found out later. But no. Up front, grabbing women and.
But Bill Clinton was openly vile. It's just that we didn't know the policies that he was doing that were vile. Because grabbing a vagina makes everybody upset. What he did in different but dog, Bill Clinton took place in destroying countries. Who cares about a vagina?
Okay. But what I don't understand is, what do you expect is going to happen to you if you storm the Capitol? That's called being a terrorist, and everybody already knows that they put you up under the jail. And the fact that you're bonded out because that's privilege.
So what was he did? Yeah, he didn't go back to that when he said about putting them under the jail. He said they should have the trial first and be charged before you hold them.
But we all know that as long as there's some type of media outlet, you're going to be tried in public opinion before you even go to court. That's for everybody.
Black.
Yeah, that's for everybody. And it's just compounded if you are a person of color. That's just how it has been.
According to him, we're all innocent and proven guilty.
Well, I think that in an idealistic world, we would love that. In an idealistic world, we would love that to be the measure of thumb, but it's not. It's not our reality.
But do y'all see what we get caught up on?
Good.
The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, if you listen to everything he said, I totally disagree with the Capitol. I totally disagree with things he said. But the essential part of what he said was we just want a better America. We want our kids to have an education. And we're not that far apart. It's all the little stuff that everybody wants us to go like this. So we don't come together and have a conversation. And then we point the finger at the government, not the Democrats, not the Republicans. No, we point the finger at all of y'all.
Yeah, because a lot of times we look at what kind of policy you want. What is right. Oh, you never talk about the end game of what you're saying right now, which is we all technically really do want the same thing. Our ideology may be different about how to get to that, but the end game, I think, for most Americans is that, yes, I do want a safe home, safe environment for my kids. I want them to have proper education. I want them to have healthy choices in food, access.
But it's hard to hear that when you say you're not with the vaccines is this and no masks.
But see, those are the rules. But those are just those. But
you fell off IG.
My battery died.
Hold on. But this is my thing. People get so caught up in the vaccine talk and all the other talk.
Vaccine and the mask, yes.
But dude, it's a fucking mask. Like, this stuff has been going on for hundreds of years. The problems that we're having, this is just another distraction. All these things are distractions that keep us from coming together and gather up and go like, let's point the... Biden is the same dude that put millions of black people in jail. He's the same dude that sat, go to YouTube, that literally sat there and said, yeah, we're going to send them to jail. We're going to, motherfucker. And then in 2022, he's our savior.
He's also,
like you said, you had to pick.
With black people for civil rights.
You had to pick, Mike. You got to choose. You got two options at that point. But who's the lesser of two evils?
But it wasn't the lesser of two. How was he the lesser of two evils?
No, when you look at it, that's how they was looking at it. You want Trump back in office or do you want Biden? You have to choose one.
I didn't want either.
But you had to choose.
Exactly.
And guess what? We chose something. They were equally devilish. They're equally devilish. There is no lesser of two evils because the hood is still broke. People are still filthy broke.
But the hood has always been broke.
But you ain't.
But that's what I'm.
And the hood is going to stay broke until the hood decides that they're going to do it for themselves.
Okay,
and we have to stop waiting for people to save us and start taking care of ourselves. But that is the problem. We have black businesses that are not supported by black people. Therefore, they go out of business, and then that hurts the community.
And I understand that, but that is a separate topic. That's a separate topic. We're saying the lesser of two evils. There were no lesser of two evils. And nobody wants to hear that because we're so caught up in the Trump situation on grabbing vagina. There is no lesser of two evils.
When you have to vote and you have to choose one, you have to pick one.
All right, the facts are the facts. The last four presidents, who have been the lesser of two evils and who has helped?
I didn't say that they would help. I said when it came time to vote, if you have that mindset, you have to pick somebody.
But there is no lesser of two. There is no lesser of two evils.
You have to make a decision.
But what I'm saying, you're making a decision based on something.
So you say don't vote?
No, I'm saying you're voting, saying there's lesser of two evils. There is no lesser of two evils.
So what is your solution? Not to vote is what I'm asking.
My solution is to vote based on the policy, the person that's promoting the policy that affects you positively. Because there is no lesser of two evils. Because people, the prison system still hasn't been reformed. If I hear one more person say the prison system is going to be reformed, if I hear that nonsense, the prison system will never be reformed. It makes too much money.
That's why we have to reform the judicial system. We have to vote for the judges that give us the time.
We got more black judges right now in Dallas than most cities I know.
Then nobody's holding them accountable.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. We got more black judges right now. We got a black judge that they're trying to run her out of being a judge because she's trying to do good.
So where's her support from the community?
And just because you're a judge doesn't mean that you have a gate to that back door, secret door club. It does not. It doesn't mean that you are an equal partner in the judicial system and playing that game. It doesn't.
Listen to what we
Unfortunately,
said. We need the average person to get support. Make sure you vote. Oh yeah, by the way, you're broke. So make sure you do that. Make sure you make ends meet for your family. Make sure you deal with racism. Make sure you do. The odds is just stacked.
The odds have always been stacked. The odds were stacked from us when we got out of slavery. When they released us from slavery, we couldn't read, we couldn't write, we didn't have nowhere to go, we didn't know how we was going to make our next penny, but we made it. So we got to stop excuses, and people talking about reparations. They're never going to give them to you. So get up off your ass and go get them for yourself. Go and make you some soap, make you some body butter, make you some hair products, and start making your own money and put it back into your own community. But nobody's going to save us who the president is.
But you also have to have access. And when you talk about education, we're in 2022, and people still don't have access. Some people still don't have access to just the resource to learn how to get from one step to the next. Go ahead.
And I'm not disagreeing with what anybody's saying. What I'm saying is and that's why I try and go back to the point. You're not voting.
These comments on IG been crazy. Go ahead.
Both of them are equally evil. That's all I'm saying. Stop believing that lie that you're voting for the lesser of two evils.
It is.
You're not.
Did Trump make it better, or did he make it worse? To be honest, Mike.
Financially? Hold on. Financially?
In your life, did Trump
his
overall?
His one term, his 4 years. Let's keep it real funky right now. One term, financially, he made it better for me.
All right. What about safety? What about
it didn't change.
Right, but that was Mike's experience. For somebody who is low to mid-range income, that may not have been their experience.
And that don't make it better.
Donald Trump made it okay. He passed so that convicts could literally vote. Did y'all know that? That felons could vote.
But the thing is, and when we're talking about voting, though, Mike, we're talking about the personal experience.
Do y'all know a felon can now vote because Donald Trump did that?
I do know that felons can have their voting rights reinstated. Yes, I do know that. But what I'm saying
that's
is
not a big deal.
So to somebody who's never been a felon, that may not be a big deal to them because they've never had their rights taken away. So what I'm saying is, when you're talking about looking at who you're voting for and who's the best person to be in charge, you might not look at that. That might be a super big deal if you have people in your family that have been locked up.
Right.
You might say, "Yo, he's the man," or "She's the man." She's the right person for the gig.
But I'm saying these are the things when Jay says things were better. I didn't vote for Donald Trump.
My neighbor wasn't outwardly the way they are now. Their chest is poked out. And why is that? They wasn't doing that.
That is the worst, corniest shit. That is
I'm just saying. No, you get what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Cops were killing black people when Obama was in office.
No one said they wasn't.
All this white people. The only difference that happened is that white people voted. Racism.
Was the racists more confident and outward, Mike? Are you going to admit that?
No.
They wasn't more bold.
No.
They didn't feel more empowered.
No.
All right. See, that's where the
Trayvon Martin died when? Who was the president?
That's not what he's
That's not
about.
what I
know they're not more emboldened.
You're a Republican, Mike.
The only thing. No. I hate the brainwash. The only thing that changed is that CNN put cameras on it.
So they wasn't more cocky. They wasn't. All right, that's your opinion, and I think they were.
People were getting murdered.
Racists
People were getting murdered in these cities forever.
They have been, but I think that they have been more so empowered.
People were getting lynched during Obama's administration. People were getting lynched.
I'm not refuting that these things are still not happening, but I think that they have been more empowered by the commander in chief at the time. I think they have been more empowered and more emboldened.
Okay, so the commander in chief
and their racism and some of the things that they've been doing
is not the commander in chief now. They're still emboldened.
But you know what? Because once I'm out, I'm out. Because he said it's okay. The person who's been in the highest power has told me it's okay.
So were they emboldened when
he's validated my behavior?
When Rodney King was getting beat, were they emboldened?
Oh my God! They didn't have signs in their front yards.
Yes, they did.
No, they did not.
Mike,
wait a second. Let me just prove y'all something. The Confederate flag was rising every day down south. The Confederate flag. Wait a second. Yard. Oh, wait. Let me just show y'all. Emboldened. All those statues that got taken down of all the leaders that were fighting to keep slavery for the South were up all over America. All those statues were up. Y'all talking, y'all, this emboldened thing. Racism has always been emboldened.
It has, and guess what? It has been magnified. Then let's use that word. It has been magnified. I'm not saying, I'm definitely not refuting that it has not always been. But I am definitely going to say,
yes, Mike.
I'm definitely going to say that we are at, especially in my lifetime, this has been the most heightened I've seen, and just outwardly since. Like I said, I've been on this earth. I feel like it has been heightened because they have people who have been in the closet or have done microaggressions, racist. They have been validated. Their behaviors have been validated, and I feel like that they've escalated.
Yes, facts, man.
Facts.
But it's okay. Mike's delusional. He can like.
I'm not delusional.
No, I'm not refuting what Mike is saying. It's always been there. It's always been there. But has it escalated?
The only thing that has changed is that now there are cameras showing you on social media. People down south, the Confederate flag was literally up next to the state flag. There's nothing more emboldened than
I've never heard somebody get on. He just did a press conference saying those people for January 6th, they were done so wrong. We're going to make sure we save them. No one was doing that, saying that when you commit a crime, that's wrong how you being treated because what?
But I didn't agree with that. But my point is racism has always been emboldened in the government, in every aspect of this country.
It's like this guy saying the stuff that he said.
A press conference?
That's what he did. He's making. They weren't doing that. You could be bold, but he's proud with it. He said with his chest and like, yo, here we go.
The fact that y'all think this is the thing that baffles me. The fact that y'all think that racism got emboldened by Donald Trump is the biggest illusion of the media hype.
I'll say it validated. It validated a lot of people's behavior.
They were shipping black men to jail by the millions.
And I am not refuting that these things were not happening prior to Trump taking office. What I'm saying is that Trump, the person in the most highest power of our country, his behavior and some of the things that he has said has empowered people who already exemplify and possess that type of behavior and that type of ideology.
No, because they were killing us before Trump.
But we're not refuting that. I'm not refuting that. What I'm saying is that it go ahead.
People and imprisoning in Louisiana.
Before you're pivoting again, you're not focusing on what she said.
No, I'm focusing. Don't fucking tell me what I'm focusing on.
I'm telling you right now. You're not answering exactly what she's saying. You're going to something else. You're bringing up other scenarios that ain't got nothing to do with what she's saying.
You want to know what emboldened is? Being emboldened is that prisoners in jails in Louisiana were picking cotton and still pick cotton before Donald Trump was the president.
That's not what Mo said.
But I'm talking about people who already possess or who are exemplifying this behavior, whether it be in subtle racism, whether it be subtle microaggressions, those type of things. I'm saying that it validated the things that were already occurring for a lot of people.
And what
I'm not saying that none of those things were occurring, but I'm saying that it did empower them and empower people who were in the closet. And they said, oh, the highest person in the land is saying what I think my ideology is okay. It's valid.
Racism has been validated since the inception of this country. Y'all don't know how crazy y'all sound. Racism has been
nobody's refuting.
No, racism was validated and emboldened by the inception and creation of this country.
Yes, and guess what? For the person who's in their home, who if that's their ideology, right? You're basically giving me the green light to go act on my personal ideology now, because you're saying,
did he not give them the green light, Mike?
They already had the green light before.
I'm not saying that, I'm not refuting that this did not exist. What I'm saying is that it heightened what was already a problem. It was already a problem. The things that were already going on, I feel like that it magnified the things that were already going on.
It magnified it because there was a political situation and they put cameras on it. All they did was put cameras on something that was already there. It was already there.
I think that it increased.
Jesus Christ. People were getting lynched in 2010.
You sound crazy.
That's why I tuned out. I've decided that I have to protect my peace. And sometimes when people get an idea in their head, you can't change it.
You can stay.
So it is what it is. But he's focused on the fact that it was in the past. And
it wasn't in the past.
What I'm saying, you're not listening to me. You about to get the other side.
She got her teeth grinded, Mike.
I don't care. We can go. Let's go.
Well, if you want to argue all the time, but you don't ever want to listen. If you would listen, you would hear that you're only doing half of it. We're not saying that it didn't happen before in the past. What we're saying is now that they wearing the t-shirts, they wearing the hats, they wearing the signs, they out in your face before they had hoods on. Okay, that's what we're saying.
So can I explain now too?
You've been explaining for 15 minutes. I did a whole thing.
There was a Confederate flag that was the biggest poster. That was the biggest, most emboldened signature and logo for racism. That was up. That was up. There was nothing. There's nothing good. There is no more. Listen, there is no more emboldened logo than the Confederate flag. There is no logo. It's the New York Yankee logo of racism.
Right.
I know.
So
because what y'all have got caught up so much on this dude that y'all forgot. This is the thing. This is the thing about America. Now we blame Trump for emboldening racism. Let me explain this carefully. We're blaming Trump for emboldening racism. Racists. They were already emboldened. They do not get the excuse. Listen to me. They do not get the excuse of Trump. Those racist bastards were already racist. Don't give them the excuse that they got emboldened by Trump. People were still getting lynched.
Mm-hmm.
Black people were getting lynched in trees in 2015.
And you're absolutely right about that. But I will say, if you think that Trump didn't have a bottle of gasoline to add to the daggone fire, and that was clear as day for everyone.
Everyone except for
fire. So the fire. So let me say something. The fire.
I didn't say he created the fire.
No. So the fire was bigger than millions of black people getting put in jail.
Chingo's still rocking out.
I'm not saying that.
No, I want to know. I want to know. I just want to know, is the fire of what happened after Trump bigger than the millions of black people that got put in jail? Is it bigger?
I guess can you elaborate a little bit more about what you're asking?
You guys you guys are like racism. They got emboldened. They got this. They got that. They got this. There's nothing more than imprisoning millions of people in jail before Trump was ever there. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This racism was already emboldened. All that happened is they happened to get a pep rally leader.
So you think that you think that Trump was not a catalyst for any level of increase in racism in America, or empowering, or even empowering people who and basically validating people who have that ideology?
All they did
to
was put a light on something that was already happening. All those racist people that you guys are saying were emboldened were already there terrorizing everybody in their county. They were already doing this. The only thing that happened is that we got to see them.
I'm not refuting that this was not already happening, but I'm going to say the people who were not acting on it, but still had that ideology, what we call closet racists, they came out. They came out. So I'm not saying, so that's kind of the concept of emboldening someone or increasing or helping somebody heighten a problem.
When you say I came out, right? But I was already there. The only thing that changed is that now you see me. That's it.
And what I'm saying to you is the problem. I'm not saying the problem was never there. I'm not refuting what you're saying. But what I'm saying is for people who were not acting on it, it emboldened them and empowered them. People who, again, who were learning about the ways of the world, it empowered them and it heightened the problem.
Mo. How do you know they weren't acting on it? How do you know they weren't acting?
I'm saying the people. So let me go back to my comment about many microaggressions. And when I talked about micro racism, subtle racism. So when I say heightened, empowered them to act upon it even more, or to have larger or more instances where things are happening. Yes, I feel like these incidents have increased since our commander-in-chief, our past commander-in-chief, validated and said it was okay. His behavior displayed that, hey, it's okay to do this. It's okay to be this way.
First of all, y'all not gonna make me act like I'm a Trump. It
has nothing to do with being a Trump supporter.
Let me tell you what Trump did. He did us a favor because those micromanagers were racist. And he did us a favor because they had to come out. They came out, and now we see their face, and now we see what they're believing.
You admitted that they came out because of him. Thank you. Okay, so he admitted it. Can we go on?
So can you admit that so embolden this? Can you admit that down south the Confederate flag was the most emboldened thing that you could ever have? Okay, so thank you.
No one ever
nobody said that didn't exist.
People, there's nothing topping that. There's nothing topping the Confederate flag. There's nothing topping the racism that happened down south. There's nothing topping right now.
But you know what's so weird, even about the Confederate flag? Growing up in Arkansas, that was a big deal for us. I mean, everybody had them in the back, the window decal in the back of their trucks, all of that, right? I come up to New Jersey, Philadelphia, they're like, what? And it's not such a big I don't want to call it a nuance, but it wasn't such a big deal. You know why? Because it wasn't fueled by it wasn't something that they lived every day. It wasn't in their face every day. And so when you use the Confederate flag as a talking point, yeah, that's a big deal, but it doesn't mean that that's the go ahead.
You do know most of the country is down south, right? You do know the majority.
But what I'm saying is, when I made the move up here, it wasn't such a big deal. It wasn't like, oh my God, the Confederate flag. Whereas down there, it was just like, we knew what it meant. A lot of people up here still, even education wise, don't even really know the history or the historical.
What I'm not gonna do is allow people, racist motherfuckers, to actually use this Trump thing as an excuse. You were always there.
No.
My point is, Trump is just a figurehead for what this country really is. That's my point. All Trump is, and we get so obsessed with the figurehead. The figurehead is not the important part.
Nobody's obsessed.
But sometimes
wait. Finds one thing and then he goes on. Here we go.
We're not obsessed with Trump. No. You're really gonna sit up in here and say we're not obsessed with Trump?
No, I didn't think about Trump when I woke up this morning. I didn't think about it when I went to bed last night. I didn't think about it when I paid my rent. I didn't think about it when I paid my car note.
We all know what the true fact. The fact is that racism has been hidden behind Trump. Trump is the one that got everybody kicked up. Trump is the one that got everybody to the Capitol. Trump. Listen, people. These people needed an excuse. That's all they needed. They needed one person to press the nigga button and the speak button. That's all they needed.
I think that's another example of being a catalyst to embolden something or to embolden somebody's ideas to be acted upon.
Jay Black, you kill me.
You're about to be less a square. Horrible.
On another note, happy Black History Month.
Absolutely, because
Jay's just corny because he ain't got no aspects of the debate. Jay's
y'all debate good. I just have my thoughts and opinions. I don't go to the back.
No, because it's basic skills. You got because Jay got the basic 1 + 1 = 2, and I hate Trump. That's what Jay got. Jay got the 1 + 1
we
equals
have
I
our
hate
nurse
Trump.
practitioner. I saw the vaccine. This is what I wanted her to answer. Somebody that was refused a heart transplant because they would not take the vaccine, and I was bugged out. Like, wait, what does that mean? Like, they won't give you this heart because you refuse a vaccine shot. And I was hoping you could break that down, the pros and cons of why. Oh, first of all, why wouldn't they just take the vaccine to save their life? But why wouldn't the hospital
send Business Bully the link? Business Bully is upset. Send him the link.
I can't. I don't have an explanation for that because I don't understand the purpose of why would you need a vaccine to get a heart. Like I don't. But there's a lot of things that are going on that people are not.
Happy 102, Erica Finney.
Like one thing that he said is that they're taking away our rights little by little. That's a violation of your right. They don't have the right to tell you that if you don't take this vaccine, I won't save your life. And that's a violation of a right. I was on Clubhouse, and this one woman was actually happy that the hospital made her father get a vaccine that he did not want because his wife was in the hospital and they told him he couldn't visit her unless he got the vaccine. And she was happy that, finally somebody made him get it. And I was like, well, if you had not wanted the vaccine, you'd been pissed off that they forced your father to get a vaccine to see your mother after they've been married for 45 years. Like, I don't think people really resonate with anything other than themselves. If it doesn't affect us directly, then we don't care about it. So there's a lot of people that are vaccinated that are saying mad shit about unvaccinated people, not realizing that if it's been more than 6 months since you got your second jab,
you unvaccinated too.
Fact.
So you're talking about yourself.
Unless you had COVID and you got the antibodies and you're supposed to drag it out before you get it.
No, there are people who have gotten COVID twice.
Where you are. I'm right now writing a letter for someone that just got over COVID and her job is trying to force her to get the vaccine. You're not supposed to get the vaccine for 90 days. But they're telling her she has to get it. But she just got off COVID. Like she just returned to work from COVID. And they're saying, well, you got to get the vaccine. You're not supposed to get it for 90 days. Like they're taking away our rights to decide what we want to do best for our bodies. Next thing, going to tell you what kind of car you can drive, like they already control how we do our hair. There was laws about how Black people can wear our hair as far as getting a job.
So either get a doctor's note or get another job.
How can you turn somebody down as a taxpayer? I used to think that was always the supreme thing. We're all taxpayers, so we deserve medical treatment. And now all of a sudden, I'm a taxpayer, but I'm not vaccinated, so I'm not going to give you a heart. When the fuck did that happen?
It had. I'm sure it was an explanation behind it. I was hoping
that it's ridiculous.
Like when did it become that all of a sudden, if I disagree with some type of policy, that all of a sudden I can't get health treatment because of it? Like this is
could it be because their heart could go to someone that's actually fighting for their lives and doing everything possible?
Oh, because their heart's more important because they're vaccinated.
No, meaning that if I'm doing everything possible to save my own life, and the vaccine is proven to help in a lot of aspects. If I'm doing everything possible, versus me not.
You're already vulnerable. So why would you take a vaccine that you don't know what's in it, that the people who did the research won't release the results of that study? That's what people don't understand. About, well, I'm following the science. What science? Pfizer won't release their study. They're trying not to release it to 20.
They don't have to until They don't even have to until what 2020. I forgot whatever the year is.
Your bodies are working. You want me to put something in me that I don't even know what it is, and I'm already on the verge of death. Why would I take that chance? Why
this is literally
because you're gonna die without your heart.
No,
you need a heart, so
hold on.
This is to save your life.
This is like if I got into a car accident, right? But I didn't have my seatbelt on, and they go like, "We're not gonna save you because you ain't have your seatbelt on."
That part.
But if you have the seatbelt on, I'm gonna save you.
I'm thinking they're saying moving forward. If I got two people to decide to give a heart to, this person is taking the vaccine, doing everything possible to save their life, and you didn't. I guess they have to decide. Their heart is better.
Say they're not taking the How do you know they're not?
I think that's what they're saying.
How do you know they're not wearing masks? How do you know they're not staying at home?
How do you know they don't smoke cigarettes?
Thank you.
Right.
Well, I'm sure they asked all those questions, but I just thought it was interesting that you couldn't get a heart transplant.
How do you know if their family has bad heart conditions in their family history?
And you can right. Thank you. There you go.
And the thing that people realize is the vaccine is not the only way to protect yourself from dying from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
No, the fact that they're really telling people this is out of a bad movie, y'all. This happens in a really bad movie.
But aren't there cases that of endocarditis, right? Okay, isn't there cases where that's happening? Which is inflammation of the heart tissue, whatever, right? So that's happening with people taking the vaccine.
Absolutely.
So isn't that an oxymoron to say to somebody, if you don't get the vaccine, which there's a possibility that you can develop this condition, but if you get a heart transplant, isn't that kind of like going against everything?
Issues that the vaccine could cause. You don't want to do that, and then you have to get a heart, and then you clot, and then you die. So it's like I don't understand the justification of trying to force someone to get a vaccine in order to get a heart. To me,
it just seems like every avenue we turn, that's what the resolution is. Did you get vaccinated first? Or any type of health issues that you may have, are you vaccinated? That's the driving force. It seems right now in healthcare.
Did y'all answer this question, Shaquisha?
No, I didn't.
Okay. After recovering from COVID, how long can one remain positive? My daughter is 3 weeks post initial positive results.
The longest I've seen is 21 days. But really, if you still are testing positive, I would tell you to check your home, because remember that COVID lives on surfaces. So you need to disinfect everything. You need to be spraying down the toilet handles, the doorknobs, the light fixtures, the sink fixtures, the doorknob on the inside and the outside of your house. You really need to be paying attention to making sure that you disinfect your home. Because if it's 21 days and you're still positive, she's still picking it up somewhere there, if that's where she's staying at.
Can you tell me when are these symptoms going to subside? For me, I reached out to you when I tested positive for COVID. I have severe, and I'm about 28 days post initial diagnosis, right? How long is the severe fatigue? And the shortness of breath, those things, when are those things going to dissipate?
Are you still having insomnia?
I can't sleep at all, actually. And then in the morning, right before I'm supposed to come on this show, of course, I get this heavy, feel like there's a 200-pound man on top of my shoulders.
Don't blame us for that shit. Don't blame us.
I literally feel like, I'm physically being held down. It feels like it's a physical force holding me down to where I'm that fatigued and can't get up. When is that going to clear?
Everybody's different. There is no.
I woke up yesterday with a pain in my neck that scared me because it was sensitive to touch.
Out and she's still having.
Yes, I have overactive nerves to the point where when I went to get a massage, my back, it hurt so bad for him to just touch my back. Soft touch. 90 days.
Golly.
Oof.
They trying to get everybody sick.
Oh yes, I'm negative. I've tested negative, thank God. But the symptoms are still there.
Yeah.
So I'm just people who say that you have COVID and you're done. I went 2 years unvaccinated without getting COVID. All of a sudden, Yes, thank God. You know, thank God. I still faithfully wear my mask, and in certain situations, I double up. I never wore the cloth mask. Always wore an N95 or a K95. And in some instances, I wore two. So when they say, you know, these things don't work, washing your hands, making sure I constantly wash my hands and kept everything cleaned down in my house, outside doorknob, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
When does it become and I'm sorry, everybody who caught COVID during Christmas, you can't tell me that there wasn't something that went on why everybody all of a sudden that I knew was like, yeah, I'm positive. Everywhere I turned, everyone was positive.
All right, you know, I just came in the middle of this, so this has nothing to do with Mo. But everybody was cleaning knobs and cleaning handles, but still sucking raw dick. All right, go back to y'all talk. Go ahead, y'all. I'll be back. Go ahead.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wash everything that go in my mouth, but you know, I think that there's something that had to happen where there was a shift where everybody got it. What happened? I was doing the same things, making sure I took precautions, wasn't going to events where there were, you know, a lot of people unmasked and things like that. What do you think the shift was that caused this sudden large surge of COVID positive people?
I think it was the video that Falsey did telling people that if you were vaccinated, you didn't have to worry about it anymore.
Let's bring in Dave, the business bully. I see Dave join. I know he was mad.
Good morning, Dave. I love the glasses and the temple hat.
Thank you.
Looking real Philly right now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, see this on professor. I might as well, right?
Hey.
That's right. He's a professor at Temple University now with Dr. Smith.
Oh, really?
Over there.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Congratulations. Are they hiring?
If you knew how
virtual courses.
Listen, if you knew how long it took me to get there, it's hectic. But I'll always put in a good word, man. What's happening, people?
So yeah, we saw you on IG. We got you coming back Friday for a full show, but you were upset on IG. Something that you saw that Mike said he's a Trump supporter. I think you was coming at Mike, right?
No, I wasn't coming at Mike at all. Here's the thing: I neither support, encourage, or deny Trump. I deal in facts. The problem with black people, specifically black people, is that they run their opinions and their logic through their emotions, right? Eric Garner, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland were blatant racist deaths. Cannot be disputed. Oscar Grant was killed. That's who Fruitvale Station is based on. Donald Trump was nowhere near Washington at that time. White people have been emboldened over the past decade and a half. That did not start with Trump. Those are facts. Just because Trump gave them a sounding board did not dissuade the fact that they were already bold before that Nimrod showed up. And to act like he didn't is utterly ridiculous. Because when you look at the facts, you're going to have to explain to me how somebody is sitting outside, minding his business, being accused of what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, selling Lucy's, right? And says, I can't breathe. All that did not happen under Trump.
You're referring to Mike Brown.
No, I'm referring to Eric Garner. Mike Brown was accused of stealing from a store.
Right.
And got killed. And that whole situation happened just outside of St. Louis. And there were all types of fights and riots, and nobody trusted that police department. And Donald Trump was in New York shooting The Apprentice. I'm not defending him, but I need to state facts. When we start talking about what I feel he did, you can feel however you want. I feel like I'm a Speedo model. Do you want to see me in Speedo sexy model?
There's somebody out there who probably think you are spectacular looking.
Dave, are you on your phone or your laptop?
I'm on my laptop. I got my phone. You need me to get on IG?
Yeah, because this is all you're saying, what you're saying, and I want you to continue. I've been saying the same thing, but the squares didn't want to listen to me because I'm too loud.
Because I think that no one refuted you, and I think we said that over and over.
You didn't. No. You don't speak for the other squares. You didn't refute.
Spoke for me.
Jay Black did. So Dave, I just want you to continue. I want you to come on here, and I want everybody. I want all the same passion that y'all had with me. Go ahead and Sequisa. Let me do the Sequisa clap. Continue, Dave. You continue.
Not the Sequisa
I
clap.
know, J. Marie, aren't they
I'm
nice?
just saying, like at the absolute base of this situation, we can play it however we want to. America is a racist country. America has been founded on racism, but I don't hear this smoke for an individual who went out and wrote a crime bill that put 1 out of 3 black men in prison for non-violent drug offenses. I don't hear this smoke for a man who said, if you don't vote, if you have a problem deciding between voting for me and Trump, you ain't black. I also don't hear the smoke for an individual who said, well, I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm going to do anything specifically for black people. No. So my whole thing is, when you have selective Negro outrage,
Selective.
it is selective, because I don't care what political ideology you fall under. I don't care what religion you are. If you're a racist piece of trash, I'm going to tell you that you're a racist piece of trash. Okay. And racism did not start with Donald Trump. Racism does not end with Donald Trump, because all of you Negroes, the same selective Negroes, were saying, we got to get Trump out. Sounded like Lynn Thigpen and Lean On Me. We've got to get Joe Clark out. So now you got him out. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden said that he was going to give y'all student loan relief, right? But now he's piecemealing it, and y'all not holding him to the fire. If Donald Trump had said, hey, I'm going to give you student loan relief, and he said, oh, you know what? We're just only going to do it for medical professionals. Maybe it'll take about 4 or 5 years. Y'all would be burning down this country. But Joe Biden gets a pass, and this is the dude who put all of these things in place. This is the dude who did not want desegregation to happen at all when it came to busing programs so that black kids like me could get a better education, because he didn't want his kids to, quote, grow up in a racial jungle. I'm sorry, I don't know no black people in jungles. I do business in Africa. I ain't seen no black people in jungles yet. So I'm trying to understand what he meant by that and why nobody holds him accountable.
Mm-hmm. They put glasses
I
on.
don't disagree with anything you said. Like you made a bunch of valid points, but that has nothing to do with what we were talking about. All we said was, despite all of that, I feel like when Donald Trump came in office, racist people were more open with it. That was the entire discussion. We didn't say anything about what happened before, people getting killed before Trump. We already knew that. All I said was, when he became president, I feel like racists were more bold about it. That was it. So
I feel like I could cure AIDS with Kool-Aid and a silly straw.
But when
that's
Eric
a feeling, that's not a fact.
Eric Gardner got killed,
I didn't say it was a fact.
But
but what I'm saying is, you cannot take factual things. You cannot think absolute. Hold on,
Dave. It wasn't more racist outward. It wasn't more outward. It wasn't more outward.
How more out forward can you be than choking a black man to death in the middle of the daylight in New York City? How more emboldened?
But nobody said that didn't happen.
But let me ask you.
My whole thing is, if you're saying you feel, okay, let's go with this. If you're saying you feel like it's become more open, what is the difference between what happened with Mike Brown and what happened with Eric Gardner and what happened with George Floyd? Where's the difference other than Donald Trump running his mouth? Because Fox News does it every damn day.
What is the difference?
What's the difference? If there's a difference, what is it?
The everyday encounter you have at the gas station, the everyday encounter you have at work, they became more bold with it.
Dave, is that not true?
And
that is not true. Because at the end of the day, I lived in Texas.
The only black person that worked in the office.
Do y'all do know social media wasn't around as heavy back then? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know the reason why we're seeing all this stuff is because of social media. And if Instagram was around in 2006, we would have seen the same thing in 2006.
I don't believe
that. Okay, well, I'm gonna say it like this: when Trump came in office, the racists showed their faces to me in public often when they used to keep it to themselves. I'm claiming that because that's my life.
That's her experience, though. That's her experience.
I have to deal with the family members. When he became in office, their attitudes were totally different. The way they treated me when I showed up at their houses were totally different. So I stand by what I said. When Donald Trump got in office, they became more bold with it. They didn't try to hide it anymore.
So now everything's back to normal?
I didn't say
that.
That's not even.
But it's Donald Trump.
He just wants you to acknowledge what she just said.
But it's Donald
Personal
Trump's
experience is one thing, but when you make blanketed statements like that, because the data, like your personal experience, your personal experience might be exceptional, and exceptions do not disprove the rule.
But I don't think that Mike was going off of. But Mike wasn't going off of case study or data either. We were all just saying what we saw visually, what we saw and experienced.
Did it feel like more racists were more confident to speak up? Did we feel like that?
I don't feel like they were any more confident in killing Mike Brown or Trayvon Martin than they were killing George Floyd.
That's not what she was saying.
No, what I'm saying is that's the same it's the same level of racism. This country has never been safe for black people. And for black people to act
nobody's refuting that.
But when you say they feel more emboldened, they were never not emboldened. The only thing that they're doing right now is being more vocal. So you hear it more. No, it's not.
I'm going to do it.
That's what she's talking about it versus being about it when they've always been about it are two different things.
But there are people who have that ideology. There's some people who have that ideology but don't act on it. And there's some people who, if there's somebody who is putting lighter fluid on a small fire, meaning their ideology, then that means that they contributed to them acting on it.
Do you know
all I'm saying is that go ahead.
Do you know how pathetic we are that we're just mad because we actually get to see it now? It was always there.
It's always there.
It's always.
I didn't say that it wasn't.
No. It's all. If I felt a certain way about you my entire life, and I was able, without saying anything to you, to affect your life, which is what racism is. I don't F with you, but I'm still gonna suppress you and oppress you. We're mad because they're actually saying it.
Oh. I didn't say I was mad.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying people in general.
It actually did me a favor because now I know who to watch.
And I said
but you should always know who to watch. Like Ali said this back in the 60s. Ali said up here and said, if there are 10,000 snakes, right? And out of that 10,000 snakes, there's 100 that are kind, that do well, that are, well-meaning, that support me. Am I going to just hope that the 100 make it to the front of my door? Or am I going to close my door to all of the snakes? So these snakes, you're in a country that is built on your oppression. Regardless of how bold they are.
Any white people, just in case they.
That's not what I said at all. What I'm saying is you should. Oh no. Hold on. You asked you. Let me be clear. Okay. I don't play semantics. What I'm saying is you should always be on guard as long as you are a black woman in America.
Duh.
Period. Regardless of whether or not they're out with it vocally or not, you should always come from the place of at this point because of historical and cultural significance in this country, I have to look until you prove yourself otherwise, because that's what they do with us. I was the daggone VPOM of CBS Austin, and a woman came into my office. I was in the elevator getting ready to go to my office, and she clutched her purse.
Always.
Wait. Let me finish. Then I say hello to the secretary. I go to my office. 5 minutes later, I get a call. Says, Mr. Anderson, your 9:30 is here. I said, okay, cool. Right? Because I was interviewing for a part-time position at my radio station. And you know what winds up happening? The same woman who was clutching her purse was the same woman who had to sit down and interview with me. That's Texas. Because they're not used to a black man being in a power position. No, I always keep it in the back of my mind, even if I don't vocalize it, that whether or not they are racist, that every white person has one thing in common, and that's they all benefit from a system of white supremacy that this country was founded on. Just like they also benefit from the 500 years of free African labor that this country was built on and created a superpower. So I'm not saying don't befriend white people. I have plenty of white friends, and I would not be where I am without them. However, I would be a fool to think that a country that has been benefited exclusively for white people at my expense wouldn't have the majority of those individuals thinking that I was a piece of trash until I opened my mouth or they saw my bank account.
Did you hire the girl?
I just want to say,
no, I didn't hire her. I gave her a good lesson. Okay. I gave her a good lesson. And she was beat red and embarrassed as I tossed her ass out.
So I just want to say this. When you say that you have to treat them, be mindful of them until they prove that you can trust them, right?
Absolutely.
There were people that I had thought that was the case until Trump came into office. And then they showed their true colors. So they can fake it for a long time. But when he came out, then I started reading their comments. It was mind-boggling to me because these are people that I had thought were my friends for over 20 years.
Guess what?
So
Every
was it
white
better-
person gets. Listen,
Wait, Dave.
Go ahead.
What, can I just say this? So was it better when you didn't know how they really felt?
No,
That part.
absolutely. But I said he made them bold enough to say it.
But
If
And
it
that's
had
all
not
what
been
she
for
wanted
him,
you
they
to
probably
acknowledge
would've
that
said,
they
and I
were
was still
bold.
thinking
No,
they were
but
friends.
it's all. But you want you Jay Black's like, that's all I want to acknowledge.
acknowledge that.
It's already there. If
It's
he
already
beats,
there, and it
if
was
he
already
beats
there.
me,
And their
if he
parents were
beats me
having
in the
those
house,
conversations.
He beats me in the house. Nothing changed. Nothing changed.
I give up.
I said they're more vocal
You
about it.
should. You should give up.
I give up because you just want to. You.
But to embolden just means. But to embolden just means to impart boldness or courage to do something. That's all the word embolden means.
But they
When
already
you're
had the courage to
embolden
do
someone,
it. What
but
they
it's
didn't have was the protection to say it. And the
But what I-
protection to say it, words ain't the thing that hurt me. You know what hurts me? When a Karen, last night, a Karen came up to me at the gas
So we
station.
got Mike to admit it,
And she
we got
said,
you to admit it. So we
No.
good.
I admit that they're talking more. What I'm getting you to understand is that talking does not change the fact that it was already here.
The
It does not
protection.
change the fact that it's already been impacting you.
Okay, listen, y'all. The protection that they have has always
been there. It's called white privilege.
They've always had the protection. This is what y'all
Ask
do.
Rodney King.
What y'all in your feelings about is somebody
no,
actually.
I'm not in my feelings. I just wanted to
all
provide
right,
clarity
all right,
so
all
that
right,
you
sorry.
understand and don't misunderstand what I'm
bad
saying.
wording. What y'all mad? What America is mad about is that some white people actually said how they felt. Ooh.
It's how they said it and what
Oh. Oh, they really said that they didn't like us.
No shit.
Oh, we didn't know that from 400 years. We didn't know that.
Yes.
And everybody's like, Trump is because of Trump. It's because of. It was gonna be any excuse.
Anyone.
People, the same racial crimes that were happening against black people did not increase when Trump was in presidency. It's a fact. It did not increase. The actual crimes did not increase.
Do you know when gun purchases went up? The election day in 2009 when Obama took office. Do you know when racial crimes started ticking up? 1 month after Obama took the oath of office. Do you know that 2 months after Obama took the oath of office, he talked about Skip Gates, Henry Louis Gates Jr., who does Finding Your Roots, breaking into his own house and the cops stopping him and holding him, in the back of a car for a couple of hours. And he said the cops acted stupidly. And the people above Obama said, you got to apologize to that white cop and have a beer summit.
So the gun sales didn't go up because they thought black folk was going to take over and they had to protect themselves?
No, because white people said,
That's
you know
what I
what?
thought.
No,
That's
because you know
went
what
through my
white
head.
people said? You know what white people said? The reason why they got their guns is because Obama emboldened black people.
That part. Can't argue with facts.
Not fired, Erica. We don't want to get you fired. You need them coins now.
Erica, unless you want to come work with me, I can teach you how to make some money.
This
You don't need that
racism
job.
thing, this racism thing in America ain't no emboldened. This is at a high level at all times since the inception of this country. It has never gone down from 1 million. Never.
Right.
So this make-believe thing that we're going to blame Trump for emboldened racism, racists that were already doing racist things the day before Trump was even elected.
But there were racists who were not actively acting out, and they got the courage. And you have her on, and this is not something the statement I'm going to make is, and I'm going. This is my last comment because I have to go. But
we all got to go.
All right, go.
We got Dave coming back Friday.
Yes,
Friday.
on Friday. Yes. I won't be here, Dave.
That's all right. You can all
She's
listen. You
planning,
know where to
she's
find
planning
me.
when she's out. Look at that.
No.
I'm not going to be here Friday either.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Oh, Mike got a flight.
We have flights. I have a flight as well.
Yeah, but we'll be here with Dave. Me, Shani, and Mo. Oh, wait.
I'm about to I'm about to get on a flight and embolden pilots.
Do their job.
Listen.
And flight attendants.
I hope so, because they need that damn courage to fly the plane.
Embolden the people who
so
work
I implore you to embolden them to fly you to safety.
They need courage to fly the plane. If they need Michael Shawn to show up, there's a whole lot of people get ready to crash today.
Listen, they may be having a bad morning, and Mike's voice might just do the trick.
All right, y'all. All right, we're done. Thank you, Dave.
Dave,
I won't be here Friday.
I'll shoot you a text, Dave, if we're going to
get
be
here
the
Monday.
show off.
Shout to Chingo Bling. He just sent me a text message. He said he had a great time on the show. Thank you for getting on the show. Thank you for Sequisa always getting on here. Thank you, Dave, and everybody who rocks out with us. Shawnee Scott. I hope everything's good.
Yes.
She's just
missed you today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just shout to Kelly J. Excuse me. Who's helping me with my situation with moving because my little car, I can't put these big ass boxes because I gotta listen. Listen, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I got a bitch car, and I
have a BMW.
Yeah, but it's still a bitchy BMW. It's still
what kind of BMW do you have?
It's a 3 Series. My BMW smells good. Like you know what I'm saying? Like my BMW
got potpourri in the dash.
Yeah, all types of incense and shit. Like, look, man, it is what it is. I'm not really that much of a manly man. But Kelly J, shout to Kelly J, and we got her. She's coming over. She's gonna take me over to Home Depot and get everything I gotta get. So she's bringing. She's gonna. So we gotta make sure we promote Kelly J. Go to Kelly J, her page, and she can make it happen. Who knows? She might take me to the airport. What'd you say?
I like her TikToks.
And then you know what, Kelly? Shout out to Kelly J.
You see her daddy? You see the one with the sweatpants?
First of all, fuck both of y'all for saying that. That is disrespectful. That is horrible. Why would you talk about her daddy's dick?
No, I'm not talking about her daddy's dick.
She said sweatpants. Y'all talking about daddy dicks. All right. But shout to Kelly because Kelly gave me the most outrageous low price. And Jay Black would have taken the price. Kelly, I'm not. I said, Kelly, I'm not just paying you that. Like, stop. Like, you went out your way.
You pay people what they ask for.
Know your worth, sis. Because Jay Black would use and abuse you.
No, that's what good conversation.
It's not abusive. That's the price she said. That's just bad.
That's your price high. Add your price high.
Shut up.
Know your worth and add tax.
That is Dave's pet peeve. You ask for what you deserve.
Right. That's what you get.
Right, I'm going to embolden self-esteem today. I'm emboldening self-esteem today.
I love you, black people, and the Puerto Rican too.
All right, y'all. Let me know who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So please enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in life. Please do me a favor. Fight for your happiness and never let somebody take that from you. Michael Shawn and the entire dysfunctional crew. We'll see y'all. What is tomorrow? Thursday?
Thursday.
Oh, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody go to work. Everybody go to work.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.